Hey gamers! Or general media enjoyers? Welcome back to another fun skit compilation. And today I have a question for you. What's the last piece of Barbie media you consumed? Minus the Barbie movie, she doesn't count. Although, happy belated 1-year anniversary! Judging from just living in the real world, I'll assume it's probably something from this time era, 1998 to 2015. They're a cult classic. They're in memes like once a year, and they're identifiable to me at least as the pinnacle of Barbie. When someone says Barbie, what do I see? I see Preminger. I see
Yes.
I see dancing dogs. I see two women singing about how they are rather similar and how this is a fact observable to everyone in the immediate vicinity. Now, I'd say I'm probably the least qualified to talk about this era of Barbie because I've only watched a handful of them and paid actual attention to even fewer because I was a child. Also, Barbie wasn't exactly my favourite thing. Also, it didn't show up on TV very often. So to solve this issue, I will be talking about the era of Barbie I am the most knowledgeable on. The modern era! Yay! This era, which is ongoing, like I'm literally writing this as new content is released, contains Barbie's YouTube channel, 7 different movies, and like 4 TV series. I will be jumping between them, so here's the timeline now just for reference. I'm making this video because I feel like people probably look down upon the modern era as if it's some inferior garbage with nothing to say, myself included for a good while. But I wanted to show that this era's actually come out with some pretty good stuff. I want to see more content on it, and what better way to start than by making this video. Also, obligatory opinion warning, yes, I'm sort of going to depth of this, but be wary, this is an opinionated video, so feel free to disagree and have your own opinions, because that's cool, and yeah, I'm not the most knowledgeable in Barbie, I didn't even like her much as a kid, I just think she's pretty cool now. Okay, bye. Let's start at the beginning. I believe we technically begin at 2015 with the movie Barbie and Her Sisters in the Great Puppy Adventure. It's a movie about Barbie and her sisters in a great puppy adventure, and I have not watched it. But this movie is important for one reason. This Barbie design seems to be the reference for Vlogger Barbie! Yes, Barbie is a vlogger, she's real, and this is where my knowledge begins. You see, the perks of being the target audience of Barbie's vlogs back in the day are that I can now approach these vlogs again with an older mindset. How did I come across Barbie's vlogs in the first place? I don't know. I'm guessing she just popped up in my recommended one day and I was like, what? They made Barbie a YouTuber now? And to be fair, that is the same exact reaction I would have today, so props to me for being consistent. Barbie's vlog career began on the 19th of June 2015. That is nearly a decade! I feel old! The video is titled 10 Things About Me, and is honestly really sweet and feels pretty candid. There's no music, just Barbie Roberts talking about her fear of spiders and why she hates soda. Soda, that's such a funny word. You may notice that the way Barbie moves here is strangely realistic. That's because these vlogs are done with motion capture. I think this is actually a really interesting use of it, and really smart when you think about it. I mean, A, using motion capture cuts down the time it takes to get someone in a recording booth and then animate afterwards because both are being done at the same time. B, it makes it easier to pump these out at a faster rate. And C, what better method to use to make Barbie feel natural than motion capture? I know there's always a slightly uncanny effect to motion capture. Donkey Kong. But I feel it's easy to overlook here since the voice acting and general physical acting feels so genuine. While we're talking about processes, we might as well have a look at how Vlogger Barbie came to fruition. There's a video behind the process by Vice titled Barbie is officially woke and a vlogger. Which is a hilarious title, especially with today's views on the word woke. But in short, the whole thing is a marketing ploy. I mean, that's to be expected. Barbie is a business, and if we're following the words of my favourite economist Milton Friedman and his super cute Friedman doctrine, businesses should only be obligated to make the most profit as possible for their shareholders. And that does come through when global brand general manager Lisa McKnight responds to questions about Barbie tackling racism and prejudice in her videos with,
"We don't want to be divisive."
Yeah. To be realistic, I can understand where she's coming from a business perspective. Still doesn't make it right though. Although, I don't think it would be fair to strip these vlogs of all their meaning and dumb them down to just a marketing ploy. Honestly, they still feel pretty heartfelt, and it's actually given the people who work on it an outlet to share their own hobbies and interests with the world, which I'll get to in a bit. It's also nice to know that even Barbie's actress, America Young, thought the idea was cringe before she started doing it.
At first, I kind of rolled my eyes a little because, first of all, I didn't know how they were going to do that.
Sure.
First though, let's see what Barbie's vlogs are actually about. You might recognize one of her videos actually, her pop art makeup tutorial. It became a bit of a trend for people to try and copy Barbie and see if the tutorial actually worked on real people, with varying results. But I think her standout videos are her challenges with friends, especially with Ken. They're just too funny, like their on-screen chemistry is really good. One of the highlights would be the running joke of Ken hating bananas.
It's bananas.
You hate bananas.
Barbara, I can't do bananas. You know I hate bananas.
I'm sorry. I'm so gonna win this.
I'll do anything for you, Barbie.
Aw.
Feels very, and I know exactly what that is, and that is a banana peel, and that is not fair. That is not fair.
They also did a bunch of popular trends from the time, like the Whisper Challenge, What's in My Bag, Mannequin Challenge, and Boyfriend Does My Makeup Challenge. But oh wait, Ken and Barbie are not together! Or are they? On October 19th, 2018, Barbara Millicent Roberts uploaded a video to a YouTube channel titled At Barbie, Easy Line Makeup Tutorial Transformation with Ken, Barbie Vlogs. Now this may seem like your average influencer tutorial, but viewers noticed at exactly 2 minutes and 40 seconds in, if you scrub through frame by frame, Barbie will actually call Ken her boyfriend before taking it back.
Thank you so much for coming on my vlog, Ken, and letting me make you up. It's almost like a Halloween tutorial meets boyfriend tag. I mean like boyfriend, like boy friend. Happy Halloween! Peace!
Right, face. You know, Barbie, I have been thinking a little bit that, I don't know, maybe...
This isn't even a one-off. Videos such as the Who's Most Likely To challenge and even more recent videos like the Elevator Challenge or 20 Questions reference how they're basically crushing on each other but just won't admit it. Oh, and you might be wondering who the girl with the blue hair and the guy with the man bun are. They're Harper and Ryan. Does this imply the existence of a Vlogverse Raquel? I love them both. Please watch the Who's Most Likely To video. She has a pet iguana and he wears jorts. Also, I don't think they're together, but But maybe even cooler than Barbie's classic videos are her videos addressing real-life issues like bullying or misogyny and even kind of depression. And it's not in the forced way of, I think bullying is bad. Nor does she try to make out like she's not part of the problem sometimes. Like her I'm only joking video.
It's just, there's so much roasting humor nowadays, and it's become so common that I think we all sometimes make jokes that are a little mean. And we would not consider ourselves bullies, but I think if we took a step back and looked at what we were actually saying, I don't know. I shared a photo that I thought was really cute and cool, and I wrote this caption that I thought was really funny, and Skipper is usually really cool and go with the flow, but I didn't ask her permission first, and I thought it was really funny, and it hurt her and made her really angry. And you know what? My first reaction was that thing. What? I was only kidding. No offense intended. But by doing that, I felt like I took her power and her voice away.
Anyways, Barbie. Yes, Barbie. Like I said, she doesn't try to make herself look perfect when addressing stuff like this. She admits she's part of the problem and expresses a desire to change that. She comes across as really down to earth, and I think that makes her pretty respectable, I can't lie. This is how we should address these kinds of topics with kids. Being a role model doesn't mean being perfect, it means making mistakes and wanting to be better. But yeah, there's a really wide range of videos she makes where she talks about these issues. Like one with Ken, where they both noticed that in a group setting, people tended to listen to Ken and dismiss her ideas, even if they were saying the same thing. It wasn't a surface level, oh, I'm a woman, so people don't listen to me. Look kids, misogyny exists. It's an implicit message introduced through discussion between two characters. Kids aren't just presented with an answer, they're given the space to use their reasoning to come to a conclusion, which I think is cool. Oh, also, remember earlier on when our old buddy Lisa McKnight implied that Barbie wouldn't tackle issues such as racism and white privilege because she didn't want to be divisive? Well, Barbie did eventually tackle that. All it took was for being against racism to become convenient for marketing. Remember, social duties and generating higher sales for shareholders are not mutually exclusive. It's a good video. I can't exactly complain, but it just feels scripted. And all of these videos are scripted to an extent, but here's the thing. Barbie's old videos, the ones with the motion capture animation, are longer. There's more content, and there's just room to breathe. Sometimes there isn't even music. Barbie pauses between sentences, she walks around, she feels natural. But it feels like her newer videos fall prey to the same stuff a lot of modern YouTube videos do. It's more scripted, no more motion capture means she doesn't really move around or fiddle much. Pauses between dialogue are reduced, and it doesn't really feel compelling as a result. And it's such a shame because racism is obviously such an important thing to talk about. And it makes me mad that we could have had some really good videos on it if it weren't divisive. Can you imagine that? Talking about race is divisive. Some people actually think that. No, but seriously, that's really dumb. A great example of this dichotomy is Barbie's Dream Gap video compared to her video about racism. I really recommend you watch the former, by the way. It's genuinely a little moving and also represents what feminism is actually about pretty well. Like, damn, okay girl, you do that. Barbie also ends each of her videos with PACE. Not peace, but PACE, which stands for Positive Attitude Changes Everything. She's low-key kinda right. Gaslighting yourself into being happy does actually work. Take it from me. So, Barbie does challenges and really insightful videos on real-life issues. Cool. But I think one of the coolest things to me personally is her dance battle with Ken. You see, Ken had 2 voice actors for the vlogs, I believe. One for the motion capture and another for the newer stuff. I don't know the reason for the change, I tried researching and I just came out more confused. But the current voice actor for Ken is Ritesh Rajan, which blew me away when I first found out. Like, bro had me convinced he was the pastiest white guy around, but Ken is brown, guys! Yay! I'm sorry, I just really like seeing brown people in media, it's fun. Like, people always saying like, oh, you know, it's important to have representation on the TV screen, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I don't really need representation. But then I see representation, I just feel so happy inside. So yeah, guys, it does matter. Representation does matter, guys. Frick you! Anyways, in the dance-off video, Ken basically starts to do some bunga, which is a dance from my ends. Like, what? They're making this little white boy do bunga, and then he teaches it to Barbie? Of course it looks kind of bad because there is 0 sense of weight, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Ritesh isn't Punjabi, but he was a dance instructor, so that's cool. I love seeing some brown rep in Western media. Also the fact that Ken just knows Bhangra, and that's a fact that everyone must accept now. Invite him to a Sikh wedding, please, he would have so much fun. These videos just have so much, like this is the tip of the iceberg. Also, Barbie did a Portal cosplay. Anyways, these were posted pretty consistently between 2015 to 2017, and then popped up every once in a while around movie promotion time after that. But as of right now, the last proper vlogs would be from late 2022. And they're in a vertical format. Scary. I mean, there are still vlog-like videos like Barbie and Barbie on Set and Barbie's Life in the City series, but they're not the same. Also, they killed off Harper and Ryan. I miss them. The steady decline of the vlogs and their transformation into pure marketing rather than actually interesting and entertaining might not just be a product of time, but also YouTube. YouTube Kids specifically. People used to comment on Barbie's vlogs. I remember back when I first watched her, I loved the comments. Barbie used to make videos in response to them too. But that's all gone now. That interactivity element was part of what made the vlog so special. They've basically killed any way for a community to properly form and find each other. And it sucks. Can we just have Barbie slip in a F-bomb somewhere to kill off Copper and get the comments back? I think she totally would. She definitely would drop an F-bomb, I'm just saying.
So, I am having a day. I'm just really cranky.
But overall, the vlogs are honestly one of my favourite parts of the Barbie modern era, and I definitely encourage you to watch the old motion capture ones specifically. Both entertaining and insightful. Also Harper and Ryan. I really like Harper and Ryan.
I get to play, Malibu Ken.
Yeah.
The whitest white boy of all time.
I know.
But I can inject him with a little bit of Indian blood. But there's one episode where Ken teaches Barbie Bungra. So I think, look, I don't think there's anything wrong with...
a little bump and grind?
Yeah, just education.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Now skipping ahead 7 years onto the movie that made me spiral down this rabbit hole in the first place. Barbie Epic Road Trip. It's a terrible, terrible title. But does it lie? Well, I have to be making this video for a reason, so... My story starts somewhere in late 2022, like 5 years after my vlogger Barbie phase. My sister and I were scrolling through Netflix until I came across the interactive section. I'd already watched the Puss in Boots one and the Boss Baby one, of which the Boss Baby one was marginally better for some reason, and so I was curious to see what other crappy cartoons they'd put out. Then, I saw her. Barbara. I almost did a double take because, oh wow, I had completely forgot she existed. The last time I saw her was when she was an internet vlogger. So, out of sheer curiosity to see what the hell she does now, I clicked on it. The movie started fairly normally. I had no real expectations of this, and if I did, they were pretty low. The animation was pretty decent, at least compared to Puss in Boots, but it was strange seeing all these new characters. I'm sure I was familiar with the concept of two Barbies, either due to the news or watching adverts on kids' TV channels. Yes, they are the only two sections of programs I flick between. Streaming has ruined everything, so seeing the two Barbies wasn't much of a shocker. Oh, by the way, this Barbie's nicknamed Malibu, and this one's nicknamed Brooklyn. Ken is Ken. Either way, I sort of assumed this was a separate universe to Vlogger Barbie from the outset. They set up the story with Malibu, Brooklyn, and Ken on the beach, reflecting on their summer. Immediately, the film sets up Barbie's central dilemma. Does she want to go back to New York to pursue a singing career with Brooklyn, or stay at home in Malibu with her family? And Ken. I had no clue Barbie's thing was being a singer now, but sure, I accepted it. It was when the whole interactive part kicked in that things changed. Ken and the Barbies decide to toast to something, and your first choice is between to destiny, because if something is meant to happen, it will, or to dreams, because if you can't figure out your destiny, dreams can help you imagine the possibilities. I mean, that actually required a bit of thought. Like, I thought I would lean more on the destiny side because, I don't know, I'm indecisive when it comes to the future, and the destiny mindset just made sense, while the concept of dreams, at least to me, is typically viewed as kind of childish and naive. But like, Ken had a point. I didn't think I'd be pondering the utility of dreams today. So I chose dreams. We skip ahead. Malibu's family are helping her, Brooklyn, and Ken pack for their epic road trip. The dad, immediately identified by me as Doof Dad, as he will henceforth be known because look at him, does a stupid dance and calls himself Daddy, 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 which disgusts both me and the cast.
I'm hip. In your own way, dear.
The film then introduces a secondary dilemma. You'd think it's the B plot, but honestly calling it that doesn't do it justice when considering how the endings play out. Honestly, I had as much fun with this as I had with the A Heist with Markiplier videos, which is, I don't know if that's a good thing for Barbie or a bad thing for Markiplier. Skipper, who upon first glance I immediately cringed at because she looked like Mattel's desperate attempt to relate to that already outdated e-girl hair trend and the gays with the lesbian flannel, Skipper, I know what you are, is trying to set up an app called Match Mutts. It's like a dating app between dogs and people, but there is no dating involved. This is not that one Leafy video about bestiality I watched as a 7-year-old. Oh my god. Anyways, her dilemma is basically trying to match up dogs with owners across America as they do their whole cross-country road trip so she can build her digital empire. Cool. Brooklyn then gets a phone call from her friend Rafa, and oh my god, his accent confused the shit out of me and my sister when we first heard it.
Guess who has an audition to be backup singers for Jacinda's new music video?
My brain went like, Brooklyn accent. No, wait, Latino. British. No, wait, vaguely European. No, badly done Brooklyn and Latino. Anyways, he calls the Barbies to tell them that Jacinda, who is like the biggest pop star ever, is running auditions for backup singers in New York in just 3 days' time, and that this could be their big break. Brooklyn is understandably excited, as her passion for music is absolutely set in stone. But if they want to make it to New York in just 3 days, the group is going to have to cut out a few stops in their epic road trip. This makes Ken sad because he doesn't want Malibu to leave because he kinda low-key high-key likes her, and cutting the trip short means he gets to spend less time with her. Notice how he already acknowledges that Barbie will likely go to New York after the epic road trip instead of begging her to stay. He respects the grind and I respect him. Skipper doesn't like the idea either because it means she has less time and less opportunities for promo for her silly dog matching app. And also she's tired of Ken and Barbie's slow burn. The second decision arrives. Will Barbie cut the trip short or prioritize the possible cornerstone of her sister's digital empire? I chose to prioritize Skipper. I mean, they said they could still make it in time if they took the long routes, and I thought sisterhood was cooler than I want to be a singer. So off the four travel. The first stop? This dinosaur amusement park called Dino Park. Creative. They get there, drop off a dog to this man who has a horrific fake Scottish accent.
Mother of haggis! In all my days, I've never seen such a fine herding dog.
I'm pretty sure it's the same guy who plays Rafa. No hate to him, it elevates the comedy and all, but please cast someone who maybe actually has the accents you want to use, thank you, bye. Skipper then gets another ping to drop off a dog somewhere else, but Ken really wants to go to the amusement park. At this point, decision 3 arrives. Stay at the park or go to the next potential dog owner. I chose to stay at the park, mainly because I wanted to lengthen the runtime of this thing, since I assumed it would be relatively short, and secondly, I decided I wanted to make the decisions I thought Barbie would choose, and she seemed pretty happy to support Ken at this point, so they enjoyed the dino park, and upon an exit from a ride, they see 2 machines, a toy vending machine or a fortune teller. Despite Ken's very compelling argument of, it's a fortune teller, it could tell you something important about your future, I chose Skipper's option to go with the toy, because toys have more longevity than fortunes, and I thought the movie would go for the classic trope of crappy looking fortune teller is a crappy fortune teller. Barbie chooses a toy and tries to pull it from the machine, but it gets stuck. Ken tries to help and they yank it out, but oh no, both of them fly back. At this point I thought, they're gonna go with the trope where they land on each other and it's super awkward because they're romantic interests. But no, they don't. Instead, they just land separately, which I'd actually argue makes less logical sense than them landing on each other in this case, but I like a subversion anyway. Frick you, miraculous. And Ken offers Barbie a hand up. I thought Ken's crush was kind of one-sided at this point, but then I saw Barbie's face. Oh no, she's giving him a look, that's for sure. So we're going for the classic mutual crush but they're too dumb to act on it trope. Okay. They stare at each other for a second with those deliciously visible skin textures, before Skipper's app notification sound snaps them out of it. Skipper yanks Ken away and Brooklyn says,
I think Matchmutts knows something you don't.
Now I think it's important to note the alternate dialogue from the Dino Fortune Teller option, because you'll see. Basically the dinosaur's like,
Open your heart and open your mind. True love is yours to find. Don't miss out on your dreams. Roar!
and Barbie's like, damn, that was specific. To which Ken's like,
you think so? What's it mean? To you, I mean.
And Barbie's like,
Oh, only that, everyone finds love sooner or later if they're open to it.
ooh, possible aromantic representation? Not everyone wants romantic relationships? Okay, Barbie. And then Ken hits her with the line,
Are you open to it?
Ken, king of communication, another W for Ken. Like, Barbie had a similar reaction to me. We were gagged, albeit for different reasons, but we were gagged. Like, wow, a man not necessarily taking it personally that a woman doesn't want to be in a relationship with him because she just might not want a relationship at all. Wow, look at that, guys, it's the bare minimum. Barbie replies,
I think so. For the right person.
and Ken gets yanked away again. In the next scene, Ken and Barbie exchange a cute wave from afar and Brooklyn catches on, saying,
Do we need to talk about this again?
About what?
So Barbie's been in denial about her feelings for Ken, and Brooklyn's like,
Ken is into you, and you're into him. You're gonna just keep pretending you're not.
Barbie finally admits it, and Brooklyn's like, girl, you gotta tell him. I was expecting Barbie's hesitation to be because, I don't know, plot convenience, or she's scared Uwu, she doesn't want to be rejected by him. But no, she actually has a decent reason. With so much uncertainty over her future, should she even tell him? What happens if she does tell him and then immediately jets off to New York? That'd suck for both of them and be kind of inconsiderate, so wow, very insightful, Barbie. Brooklyn says, girlie, please hurry up because a great guy like him isn't gonna stay single forever. And can I just say, damn! That is the type of bluntness I appreciate from friend characters. Like, for a kid's show, I did not expect the acknowledgement that, yes, people can find other romantic partners if you don't tell them how you feel, instead of ignoring that and then having the main character be shocked when it does actually happen. Miraculous and Star versus the forces of evil. Brooklyn's so real for that. Though it did have me scared for a second, like, wait, no, please don't pull the love triangle. But don't panic, she's just a good friend. Also, Ken picks up this pug like it's a little baby, and that's so cute, even if he moves like a Style Boutique character. Next scene, Roswell. I'm English, so I knew nothing about the significance of Roswell being like a place associated with aliens, but there we go, this is educational now. That said, I did have to check that Roswell was an actual place and not like an in-universe place before making this video. Skipper's app bugs out because, ooh, spooky alien signals interfere with human technology. How foreboding. Are aliens real after all? Barbie watches the sunset and Ken joins her. And then, I swear, I kid you not, this film pulls the, wow, I love the view. Yeah, it's great. Trope and, huh? What in the Wattpad is going on? I was not prepared for real romance. I thought this was just a side thing played for the lols. Why are you actually acting upon your feelings? Barbie actually notices it too and is about to tell him about her feelings, presumably, but then her stomach rumbles and cuts her off because, I don't know, hunger is a plot inconvenience apparently. Anyways, Ken invites Barbie on a picnic with obvious romantic undertones, but then Brooklyn comes over with a book of ghost stories and suggests the four of them spend the evening reading them to each other. Barbie's like, ooh, fun. But then Ken looks kind of, it's like a hybrid between upset and almost offended? Which sort of hit me as a red flag, like, oh no, don't tell me he's gonna pressure her into not spending time with her friends and family. But then I realized, no, it's kind of valid to be upset in this scenario. Plus he says he would have been chill with it anyway. Are you sensing a pattern here? I keep jumping to tropes and cliches only for this stupid movie to subvert them, and that, my brothers, is a well-written male character. Barbie quickly realizes she already agreed to go on a picnic with Ken, and Brooklyn's like, oh, you should go do that. But it's also like, just gonna chill in this scary place without you. So Barbie has to choose between staying with Brooklyn because she's scared of Roswell and Ken's picnic. I chose Ken because logically Brooklyn will survive on her own. She has Skipper and like 10 dogs as company. Also, I need to see how this romance plays out. Ken has somehow set up an entire candlelit picnic, which props to him, dude, and hands Barbie a sandwich, which she finds out is peanut butter and bologna. Apparently it's Ken's favourite, and he made her one when she was sick as a kid because he couldn't choose whether she'd like peanut butter or bologna more. Bro's pulling out the old memories. Then he says he has more, which is great for Barbie because she seems to hate the sandwich. It's cupcakes, hummus, and tacos, her favourites! She happily grabs one, and I'd like to take a moment to highlight the animation here because look how Ken's smile just suddenly drops into nervousness. Like, they nailed that. I have done that exact same thing so many times. Great attention to detail and helps subtly build his character. Also, it's important to note that he only gives Barbie the peanut butter and bologna sandwich and references her fortune if he chose the fortune teller route, so I didn't see that first time watching. I just thought going over those options was worth talking about. Anyway, Barbie absolutely demolishes the tacos. We're gonna be American today. Tacos, while Ken is like, I really missed you when you were in New York. Malibu isn't Malibu without you, girlie. Which is essentially saying, you're my home, which means a lot because he's lived in Malibu his whole life. Aww. Barbie says she missed him too, to which he replies,
Really? 'Cause Barbie, when you got that fortune at the dino park, I knew I had to say something. And this is not to pressure you or whatever, although, of course, I hope you feel the same way, so
Then he gets too nervous to tell her directly and pulls out a cool bracelet to give her before there's a bunch of alien noises because Roswell. But I think it's again important to note how shockingly healthy Ken and Barbie's relationship is here. Like, acknowledging the pressure she might be under, whilst acknowledging his own feelings are valid at the same time. Constant W's, man. You'd never catch him doing one of those fancy public proposals that pressures people into saying yes. So good. Anyways, the aliens. Barbie's like, Ken, are you doing this to remind me of how we used to solve mysteries together? Which I thought was a little random, but it turns out it's a reference to the TV series, so it's actually good continuity. And Ken's like, no, God no, this is not me. So another decision point arrives. Either investigate the sounds like they did as kid detectives, or run. Ken wants to run because
I like safety. Safety's good.
which feels like it belongs in some sort of insert show out of context video, but Barbie is curious about the stupid alien sounds. Now, if you choose to investigate, these weird purple aliens show up and teleport them to the beginning, which is kind of boring. But it's not even like an auto reset, because once you get to the picnic park again, Barbie's like, it's the aliens again. But I'm ignoring that part. Watch the movie yourself. There's so many endings. There were like 150 pages of script and over 100 different scenes. I chose to run because I'm not doing the whole alien thing. The next day, they're at this smoothie truck place thing, I don't know, and Barbie's filming another successful dog drop-off. This is a surprise tool that will help us later. Skipper then gets a notification from a dog dating app and says,
Oh snap! Who's your best bud, Ken?
and Ken's like,
Barbie, Ovs.
rare Ken Elton, please never say ovs again. And Skipper's like,
It's me. Well, today anyway, because I just got a match at the #1 spot on your bucket list.
which is...
The Grand Canyon!
This part's boring, I'm skipping it. I'll only note that Ken's bucket list has Donkey Ride on it at paragraph 2, subchapter 14a. Barbie and Skipper nearly die on a paraglider and drop off a dog. Moral of the story, sisters gotta stick together. Somehow. They camp out later that evening, because there's gonna be a meteor shower. Ken brings out a blanket and telescope and stuff and is like, hey, we can watch it from the roof of the camper van. And Barbie's like, sure. But wait, can all 4 of us fit? Ken's face drops, he says he's tired, and he walks back into the camper. Apparently he just meant him and Barbie, which I would not have picked up on if it weren't for the fact that the film told me that. Brooklyn and Skipper are like, you messed up, girl. To which I'll say, no, I'm defending Barbie. Look, I know they're having a romance and all, but he didn't even make it implicitly clear apart from, I don't freaking know, the red picnic blanket and its stupid romantic connotations. Miscommunication was bound to happen. So yeah, miscommunication trope. Brooklyn tells Barbie to make it up to Ken by inviting him to watch the meteor shower later on, just the 2 of them. But Skipper, despite appearing to be a Ken x Barbie shipper with Brooklyn, says that Barbie shouldn't do that if she's still unsure of what she wants. She should take some time and then make a definitive decision. I'd say I'd probably choose Skipper's point of view here. It's mature and takes into account both Barbie and Ken's feelings. But again, I need to see how this romance plays out. I don't want Ken and Barbie being awkward for the rest of the trip. So, time for the next scene. This is actually the scene that changed the whole movie for me. Up until now, I thought it was pretty good. They'd managed to avoid a lot of tropes and did a good job making me enjoy watching a ship I didn't really have any strong feelings about beforehand. But this elevated it to like shockingly good for a kids movie, or even just movies in general. But actually, I don't really watch that many movies. Maybe this is just the bare minimum of movies. I'm just praising it for no reason. It's fine. Ken meets Barbie on the roof of the camper. Her first words are,
Sorry, I've been so...
but Ken cuts her off, saying,
It's okay. You don't have to explain.
can we get a point on the healthy communication tally? Barbie recognizing that she might have hurt Ken? Fantastic. Ken recognizing that maybe he should be a little bit more empathetic towards Barbie? Fantastic. Avoiding portrayals of characters as one-dimensional and capable of both making and rectifying mistakes? Fantastic. Then Barbie says,
But I kind of feel like I should.
another point, please? We love acknowledgement of others' feelings and feeling welcome to express our true thoughts because we feel we're in a safe environment. Yay! That is how you make a compelling couple. They don't need to say, I trust you straight up. They've shown it. This is better than show don't tell. This is tell subtly, not tell I say this as if I have any film knowledge. I'm literally just an English student. Anyways, Barbie expresses her despair over not being able to choose what she wants. Does she want to stay in Malibu or go to New York? Does she want to be a singer, go to college, travel, be a doctor, a teacher? Which, nice inclusion of Barbie's being good and open to literally any known profession trait. She brings up the conflict between her heart, which says she needs the support of her family and friends in Malibu, and her dream, to go out and see the world. She wants it all. And Ken answers,
So that's your answer. You know what you want. The question is, how do you make it come true?
sheesh, this movie's insightful for no reason. Like, who gave Ken the right? Like, that's genuinely some interesting advice. The two lie down and see the meteor pass. Barbie makes a wish, and we see a vision of what she wants. It's a cute little montage of her and Ken being together and her and Brooklyn being successful singers with Ken by her side. It's cute to the point of being cringe, but I mean, after the last minute of dialogue, I can forgive it. After her wish, she decides to hold Ken's hand, which gave me major whiplash when I saw literally the exact same thing, almost frame by frame, happen in Miraculous a few months later. Like, I'm not kidding. Okay. Two meteors pass over them. Possible symbolism that they wished for each other. Oh, I love cheesy romance, guys. I don't care. The next morning, Skipper gets two pings. One that takes them to New Orleans or the Pennsylvania State Fair. New Orleans allows them to drop off two dongs? Okay, what was it? New Orleans allows them to drop off two dogs, while the State Fair drops off one. But it has the world's most romantic Ferris wheel, apparently. Pennsylvania all the way, baby! They drop off the dog to a stage manager, who says she's struggling at the moment because the top act at her open mic night cancelled, and there's going to be a talent scout there who's travelled all the way from London. Oh, I didn't know we were that special. Malibu and Brooklyn volunteer to perform, but Ken has 2 tickets to the Ferris wheel, which will close by the time the Barbies finish performing. Now Malibu has to decide between singing a short song, which will give her time to go on the Ferris wheel with Ken, or the long song, which will practically guarantee that they're scouted. Either way, Ken says he'll support Malibu. Initially I chose the long option since it's just a Ferris wheel, how important could it be? They can romance afterwards, and it seemed like Barbie really wanted it. Nope, lame ending. They get scouted and moved to London and no Ken. Also, Barbie just looked like really sad, and that made me feel bad. And also the London apartment just looked so ugly. Like, dude, how overpriced must that be for such decor? So I went back and chose the short song. The movie makes clear that this is likely the better choice, as when the stage manager says,
I hope you know what you're giving up.
Barbie says,
I'm not giving up anything. I can have it all.
Preach, girl, yes, women can have careers and men. The short song is kinda...
I know a song and it's really short.
And Ken and Skipper are the only ones who cheer. Obviously the scout is unimpressed, but Brooklyn doesn't care.
We both know he's your destiny.
Ooh, look at that, he's part of both her dreams and destiny. All roads lead to Ken, baby! Ken and Barbie ride the Ferris wheel, but it stops at the top. Oh no! Just kidding. Ken explains he asked the operator to stop the ride so he could finally give Barbie a sea glass bracelet, made from the sea glass they found the first time they went to the beach together. This is significant because Barbie's from Wisconsin and canonically moved to Malibu when she was like 8, and Ken was basically her first friend as well as her neighbor. Also, sea glass is just weathered glass. I didn't know that. Anyways, then Ken says,
Are you ready to be more than friends?
I'm sorry, he went straight into that. He said he had had enough of fooling, horsing, monkeying around. He said it, okay? He says whatever answer, whether it's yes, no, or take it slow, is fine, but that he just wants to know where they stand. Add that to the tally, girl. More healthy communication and respect. Also, the fact that at this point the options don't even include no, just yes and take it slow. They're really trying to tell us she's in love with him, and I have not come this far just to press take it slow. So, I choose yes. Oh boy, I can't wait for Barbie to tell Ken how she feels. What the fuck? A kiss? bear in mind, I was watching this in a public area, and by that I mean my living room, and the battle to not scream was killing me. I just remember audibly gasping. It's just in a kid's show! Sure, maybe I'm just too used to Miraculous's painful romantic slow burn and that one Jelsa fanfic I read in 2014 that has been on hiatus for nearly a decade. But, I took them for the slow burn type. Why are we fast burning? Ken even has the nerve to double check whether that meant yes or not. Like, stop! Stop being so good for a piece of children's media! They walk back to the caravan, and Malibu gets a call from Rafa saying that Skipper's app is blowing up and a digital entrepreneur wants to invest. Listen, when you told me about your sister's app, I was like, okay. But now it's blowing up. Positive reviews all over the place. I know this tech entrepreneur who would totally love to invest in something like that. Wow, that's great! So, I got your sister a meeting. Tomorrow, in New York. Don't be late, or this friendship is in serious jeopardy. I'm totally kidding, I love you guys. But don't be late. Seriously. So to New York they go. Barbie and Skipper head into the meeting together, but Skipper's app crashes just before the meeting starts, and restarting the app could take hours. Barbie needs to think of a plan. Either risk restarting the app, or choose plan B. Let's go for plan B. Remember that surprise tool we kept for later? Yep, Barbie's been vlogging Skipper's progress with the app the entire movie, so she uses the video to show the concept. It impresses the investor, and just as they're about to leave, she stops them to ask what banging song is playing in the background of the video. It's not Monkeys Spinning Monkeys, but the Barbie's cover of a song by Jacinda. Remember that big pop star? We cut to the group celebrating Skipper's success with pizza, and Malibu plans to stay in, well, Malibu. But then, Rafa calls again.
Oh, it's Rafa. Hey,
Hold it right there. No time to explain. But I will anyway, just to give you some context.
The investor pulled some strings and got the Barbies an audition with Jacinda. Yippee! The Barbies find Jacinda and are nearly ushered away until Ken and Skipper follow in with 2 dogs they've left to drop off. They run to Jacinda, who really wants the dogs because A, she'll take good care of them, and B, they pay a bundle. Anyways, this causes Jacinda to see the Barbies, who she remembers from the video, and she lets them audition. Enter a musical bit with a montage of them in Jacinda's music video and as backup singers on her world tour. The song's called Flip the Script. Get it? Because it's a Netflix interactive and you flip the script? We flash forward to the Barbies at the pizza place again, giving us a roundup of what happened since the Jacinda World Tour. Their music career is on fire, Skipper's digital empire is going great, Barbie moved to New York, and so did Ken! All is well. And then they start breaking the fourth wall a bit as they say, what if we could go back and make different choices? But this is pretty much the perfect ending to the film. Every character's happy. Whew, what a movie. It was way longer than I expected when comparing to The Boss Baby. Plus, there are so many options to choose from. If you want to experience them yourself, just watch the thing. It's very fun. But here are my highlights. The part where the Barbies go clubbing, the part where Skipper gets annoyed at Barbie for being oblivious about to what extent Ken likes her.
I missed you guys so much last year.
We missed you too, but you know who missed you the most? Seriously? Ken, you goof!
Well, duh, we're best friends.
I repeat, seriously?
The kiss cam moment. The part where the subway breaks down because American transportation is awful. Ken declaring he's Barbie's boyfriend.
He's my boyfriend.
I am? I am.
I just met this woman whose sister has a friend that knows a guy whose aunt runs a dog sanctuary.
I've been searching for the right moment to give you... Oh!
How many was that? 4?
5.
No wonder it's taken me so long to say yes.
But yeah, after this, I was so curious about the current state of modern Barbie. I wanted to know more about Ken and Malibu and the backstory behind Brooklyn, and also, is Skipper a lesbian? Lo and behold, the many movies and TV shows that hold the answers. Hold on, because we're traveling 5 years back in time to 2017. The very beginning. technically. 2017 was the year of fidget spinners, I think. Salt Bay and those Redbone memes. I don't know if that was... I mean, I watched the Redbone memes. Anyways, it was also the year of Barbie Dolphin Magic. Barbie Dolphin Magic is the first full movie that marks the beginning of the modern Barbie era. There's new character models, a new continuity, a new universe, new everything. The movie is set in Florida. Or is it a tropical island? I mean, the idea of giving Florida relevance sounds fun, so I'm going to say Florida. Barbie and her sisters are visiting Ken, who's currently doing an internship as a marine biologist. That's pretty cool. Contrary to what a certain movie said, Ken's job isn't just beach. I do recognise that's probably some sort of subtle commentary on the roles that women traditionally play in movies and that they usually don't have jobs and are really just objects designated to a specific place, while men get tons of jobs. And it's also true that Ken didn't really have a job in the early days of Barbie, but if Barbie can be more than a woman in a black and white bikini, then Ken can be more than beach. Rant over. I really like Ken wanting to be a marine biologist. I think it just makes him more of an interesting character with a life outside of Barbie, since that's often what he felt like in older Barbie movies. Which, to be fair to them, is a nice subversion of how women usually have the same thing going on with them in movies, but my point is the movie is a little less boring now, okay? Shh. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for the actual movie itself. Like, I just thought it was boring and dull. A definite downgrade from the old movies, because at least the ones I watched held my attention. We're introduced to the Roberts sisters, Barbie, Skipper, Stacy, and Chelsea, and their 4 dogs, which are pretty much only there to look cute. Also, Barbie's parents don't exist on screen in this movie. I think this might be before they decided to give Barbie parents, since, yeah, she didn't really have them before the modern era. She's had aunts or whatever, but not really parents. I think it was somewhat implied that she took on a parental role in the past, so the decision to give her parents might be a bit disappointing to some who, you know, were interested in seeing that sort of representation, but I mean, I don't really mind. She still takes care of her sisters, even if she does have parents. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. I am going to sum up the movie as short as possible because it's so boring I do not want to write about it. Barbie and co go to Florida. Ken is interning. Marlo is his boss and she's evil. There's this mermaid called Isla who's swimming with these rainbow gemstone dolphins. One is called Emerald. Emerald gets captured by evil fishermen and is eventually stuck in the facility that Ken works at. They think maybe the dolphin is hurt. Evil Marlo says the vet will check it out tomorrow. This is a lie. She's working for a criminal who wants the dolphin for, I don't know, animal cruelty reasons, money reasons. Isla tries to save Emerald but can't because she's a mermaid, and if people knew that, she'd die, I guess. She uses her shell necklace to get human legs. Barbie catches her trying to free Emerald and is like, let's have a sleepover. Acute chaos ensues. Isla likes bread.
What is this? Bread? Oh, I love bread.
So do I. Barbie says,
You're quirky.
Barbie finds out Isla is a mermaid. I think there's some sort of misunderstanding trope in there. Ken has one funny moment.
Showtime. Hey, Marlo. Hey, how's it going? Having some lunch, I see. Good lunch? What's for lunch?
Ken, finished your morning tasks already?
Yep. I cleaned the palm fronds out of the tank and checked the water level. Then I recorded the temperature and collected a sample. I checked the sample in the lab. Boom! Looked like normal, wet water. Nothing fishy. Fishy.
Thanks, Ken. Something, the dolphins are saved! Yay! The movie is pretty standalone in the grand scheme of things, and it's definitely not the worst Barbie movie. It's also, according to the wiki, the last movie to feature the line, "This is our story, what's yours?" in it. I honestly don't have much to say about this movie. Like, I don't really want to talk about what it did well, if anything, and what it did badly. Like, there's nothing objectively wrong. It was just boring. Goodbye, Luna from Helluva Boss. You were a good Barbie. Barbie Dreamhouse Adventures, not to be confused with Barbie Life in the Dreamhouse, that's happened so much. It was hard typing stuff up and getting the wrong show. Is a good show. I like it. It's I think it's my favorite part of modern Barbie. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the vlogs are slightly better. They're very good is what I'm trying to say. And here's why. Number 1, the animation. The animation in the first season of the show is really nice. Obviously, it's not like Disney nice or even Miraculous Ladybug nice, season 1 stormy weather fight scene only, but it is mouth-wateringly good, to me. The rendering and lighting is super nice, and the movements are really smooth. Practically Barbie movie quality, if not better. Later seasons of the show and its second show, Go Team Roberts, also have some great animation, but the lighting and movement is never as clean as it is in these first few episodes. But it feels like this degradation of animation over a series is kind of a common thing though. Take for example, and I know I keep referring to them, but it's only because they're good examples, Miraculous Ladybug and Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Probably something to do with budget, timing, pandemic stuff, I can't really blame them. That aside, there's always great attention to detail in every modern Barbie TV show. You can rewatch every episode and still find new things, whether that's Easter eggs or little expressions or movements characters make that tell you just a little bit more about them. Including references to the Nutcracker, which has been a thing in literally every single Barbie project since the first movie. Which is pretty cute because it's been pretty much the same animation studio throughout all of this. The writing's pretty great too. The show was done by the same people who did Epic Road Trip, so the humour can be really great, and the show avoids a lot of tropes and cliches. A lovely example of this would be this. Do you see this? An Asian girl wearing a beanie and like skateboarding probably. A girl with pink hair? Again, like with Skipper, my first thoughts were, no, Barbie's shoveling in gay representation that's gonna feel inauthentic and it's gonna be their only personality trait for like one episode and then they're gonna be bland again. But no! Everyone rejoice because they're not gay! Wait, I don't mean it like that. They could be, I don't know. But the point is, they're literally just characters. As in, they have characters. So thank you, Barbie. The side characters may look diverse in a forced way, but let me tell you, they just feel like good side characters. I don't know who my favourite is. Either Renee or Teresa. Nikki doesn't really feel like she's super interesting, and neither does Daisy, but I mean, they have their moments. Ken is fantastical as per usual. He's a great source of advice for Barbie, and it's great to see his dynamic with Barbie before their romance, because there is virtually like zero romance in this show. They're just besties, that's adorable. It's also cute how he's not just Barbie's best friend and neighbour, but also hangs out with Barbie's sisters. He's like an older brother to them, and it gives him more of a character outside of just being Barbie's friend. I know I just said there's virtually no romance in this show, but Season 2, Episode 5. Time will tell. Great episode. I'll get back to it later. Dilf Dad is a documentary maker and Girl Boss Mom is an engineer. She actually designed the entire Dreamhouse, and that's kind of a big element of the first episode. But there's one character that trumps the entire cast. Trey Ritter, baby! It's Trey! Trey, my love! He dresses like a gay man, and actually, I don't know if he is, they don't delve into that, but he's the worst and he's my favourite! He's the arrogant, classic rich boy who only cares about himself and loves preying on Barbie's downfall. And he's too funny. His animation is also so good, for like, no reason. Like, look at this. Look at that arm swing. It's so good. I also love his friends, though he treats them more like minions, Ned and Ted. The way the three play off each other is pretty funny, and Trey secretly really appreciates them, so it's like, aww, Trey has his nice moments. And you wanna know the best part? No enemies to lovers between him and Barbie. There's one episode where they ice skate together and it cuts to a frame of Barbie where you'd think it's the stereotypical, oh my god, Senpai, you're being nice and you're dipping me, I love you now. But no, they're still frenemies. I love that. Oh, also there's Tammy. She's like Trey, but kind of has more depth and has a bit more of a redemption arc. In one episode, she's jealous that Barbie's good at everything and she isn't, so she just pretends to be Barbie. Barbie rightfully feels a little mad about that, but instead of the typical, "Ooh, Tammy's just pretending, let's turn everyone against her and expose her" trope, after some pep talk from Ken, Barbie's like, "You know what? I am Barbie. I am cool, even if Tammy's pretending to be me, because she's just pretending, lol." And eventually, Tammy just goes back to being herself. Literally, like, no evil plots needed. Wow, a main character supposed to be a role model actually being allowed to get mad while delivering a good message to kids? Nice. On to the episodes for real. They're all quite episodic, standalone stories with occasional multi-part episodes, usually at the beginning or end of seasons, and I have to say I really enjoyed those ones specifically. The continuity was pretty good and I was hooked for like every episode. The format is decently unique too. Every few scenes, the show cuts away to Barbie at her computer talking about what's going on. I think the implication is that these episodes are her vlogs and she like cuts in between to add context and I don't know, preach morals in a similar vein to her vlog series, which is actually a pretty cool idea knowing how good the YouTube vlogs were. But since it is a TV show, it doesn't really land the same. Plus, and this isn't a genuine criticism at all, there's an episode where most of the events occur in a dream, but Barbie still cuts in every couple of scenes. Are you telling me she can record her dreams now? I mean, she does have a 3D food printer, so actually maybe she can. But also, sometimes characters reference her vlogs within the actual episodes. But, and this is where the Time Will Tell episode comes in, it's heavily implied that Barbie has a crush on Ken, in this episode especially. So you'd think Ken would kind of know, or that more characters would talk about it? But nope. Speaking of which, I have another nitpick. The continuity with the whole crush situation. So, Barbie Dreamhouse Adventures comes chronologically before the Go Team Robert seasons, right? So why does Ken act like he likes Barbie and Dreamhouse Adventures, but then has an entire episode in Go Team Roberts dedicated to this one random girl he wants to ask out? Crushes can change, but like, dude, talk about back and forth, especially when considering what comes after this. Like, just you wait, man. But it's a pretty good show for what it is. No right being as funny as it is sometimes. Also, side note, I've seen a lot of people hating on new Barbie's designs, which I can kind of get. For my style boutique enjoyers, it's definitely giving basic hue over literally any other fashion brand. But I still like basic hue. I think this Barbie is cute, even if her outfits make me want to die. Anyways, here's a reel of my favourite moments just because I need to share them with someone, please.
And this week's challenger is Darby Bobberts, who's 17.
Hey!
Go Darby! Wait, that's not her name.
I needed to talk it over with someone who totally gets me. But Mom was out of town, so I went to see Ken. Thanks, Chels.
Made it without anyone seeing me. What is she doing here?
Helping! You and Ken work so well together.
That's an understatement. They practically read each other's minds.
Really? I mean, we are close. And we do think alike sometimes. A lot, actually. But you know, just like friends. Good friends. Close friends. Best friends. But just friends. Where was I?
Where are you?
Not a good time!
She's in her helmet. Are you in a potentially skull-damaging situation?
Okay, let's hear it.
Hear what?
Barbie, I've known you since we were 8. I can tell when something's up.
I just met with Mr. Perlman, the big boss.
Wow, what's he like?
Really into pearls. Anyway, he kind of promoted me.
That's great. That's not great.
I'm taking over for Darcy, which means I am now the boss of Teresa and Daisy and Renee and Nikki and...
Me? So, do I still call you Barbie or Miss Barbie? Boss Barbie!
Stop! Nothing's going to change. I promise. Look, same old Barbie. Now get back to work or you're fired. I'm kidding. But your break is probably over.
Trey, hold on. Here's my good side.
'Cause I may be bad, but I'm perfectly good at it. Sex in the air, I
I know. Skipper, you're saving up for a new guitar. Why don't you fill in?
What? I mean, yay! What an amazing idea!
I've been known to have a few.
What are we hiding from?
Skipper, I don't want her to think I don't trust her babysitting skills. Even if this is her first ever job, and it's with 2 holy handfuls. They cackled at me, Ken.
So, you don't trust her?
No, it's not that. It's just, being a babysitter is a big job, and it's hard, and Skipper is so Skipper, and...
You don't trust her.
I do! Wait. Oh, you're right. I didn't trust her.
Okay, quick question. So, like, let's say you were a girl. Would it be cool if someone asked you to go?
Well, A, I am a girl, and B, I guess it would depend on who was asking. Why? Was there someone you were thinking of asking?
Maybe. But like, what if she said no? I'd be crushed. Maybe I shouldn't.
Ken, come on. Whoever this mystery girl crush is, she'd say yes for sure. Who wouldn't? You're so awesome and funny and kind.
Well, thanks. In that case... Oh, gotta bounce. You know how Mr. Sampson is when you're late.
Hey, Ken. You want to hang out tonight?
Can't. I have to be on guard. The later it gets, the more desperate the sharks become.
If I can design a prototype integrated renewables power grid for an entire city, I think I can manage an effective OS for my own home.
Agreed, dear. I'm only saying maybe you just kind of, perhaps, you know, with all that's going on, overlooked something? Maybe?
Okay, let's get going. This furniture's not gonna move itself.
Hey!
But I want to see who wins. Whoa!
You're so pretty. Hold on. What's that?
Boggly Baba, but...
Boogly Boogato?
Boggly Lago.
Boogalayato?
Boogly Loglo.
Boogery...
That is the coolest spice on the planet. It's called Umbugliato. It's as delicious as it is hard to pronounce.
Umbugliato.
On the bright side, they have some very nice motels in Fresno.
We actually had time to see everything before Skip rang, since Pluto's no longer a planet.
Mystery is our game. Guys, I've got some bad news.
The mall stopped selling your brand of skinny jeans again?
What? They did?
Whoa, that's a super positive attitude.
I learned it from you. Positive attitude changes everything. P-A-C-E. Pace, right?
You two certainly make a good team.
Always have.
Always will. See? Teammates, partners, friends. And yet, as a wise man once said, life's an adventure. You never know what the next wave will bring. And when it does, you just gotta go with it and enjoy the ride. Okay, that's all. I'm gonna stick with metaphors before I say anything super embarrassing. Yeah.
Oh, now that was a close one.
Give me that rabbit.
Way to go, Barbie! Yeah!
Roberts.
Oh, hey, Barbie.
Hey.
How'd it go? Are you fired? Thank goodness. I wasn't worried. Wait, you're worried? Why are you worried? You have to fire someone, don't you?
Yes.
Glad I'm not in your flip-flops. But I mean, if someone is slacking, they gotta go. Can you tell me who it is? I promise I won't say a word. It's me, isn't it?
I'll quit right now if you want.
No, you're not quitting. I know you're only following orders. I'm gonna miss you, girl. Just do me a favor. Make sure you give her treats every once in a while. I want to make sure she has enough energy when she reunites with the pod.
You have my word, Ken. And I'm so...
I know you are. I want a rematch.
Nice try. Not gonna happen.
Okay. Don't have time anyway. Gotta go home and start a paper I should have already finished.
Ah! For the record, holding someone's hand and holding hands are two totally different things. Totally. Anyway, moving on.
It's your birthday, and it's a present for you. I thought we could make them into one of those seashell bunnies.
Awesome! It could be friends with our cheese rabbit. Come on, I'll pick out my favorites. I'm not feeling it. You're all nervous. It's uncomfortable.
Very. How about start with a compliment?
You mean like, hey, Harriet, wow, that pimple on your nose is so small, you can hardly see it.
Hi.
Delivery for Malibu Pet Costumes. One small dog tuxedo as ordered. Free boutonniere?
He's not getting married. I mean, we're not weird.
Of course not. Good night.
What are you doing, you bad girl?
What are you doing, you bad girl?
Me? What did I do?
Wait, what I was trying to say was...
P.U. Somebody needs a bath.
P.U. Someone needs a bath.
You must be pretty disappointed.
Yeah, a little. But really, I mostly feel sorry for Grayson. He seems kind of lonely.
Who's the client?
First grade, female, backpack's missing.
Any suspects?
Nope.
Pinch me really, really, really hard. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, stop, stop. Scratch the I'm dreaming theory.
What? Instinctive humane reaction. The pinch hurt. I was just... Never mind. Anyway, speaking of friends, we're never gonna win this game now.
That's not the Barbie Roberts I know and love. Appreciate.
My favourite modern Barbie movie for all the wrong reasons. The plot is extremely mid, the villain is forgettable as in, I completely forgot there was a villain until I wrote this, and I didn't feel any emotion apart from, ahaha, this movie is very funny, or ahaha, this movie is very cringe. But it has Trey and Ken in it, so yippee! The start is kind of cool, almost made me think I was watching an OG Barbie movie for a second, with its cool, mysterious shots at least. Anyways, time for my unenthusiastic explanation. There is a princess called Amelia. She is Princess Amelia. She lives in Floravia and is about to be queen. She is unhappy with her life as a princess because she feels incredibly stifled. She makes perfect, practiced poses, and so much hides behind her smile. Back in Malibu, Barbie's posting vlogs. Insert scary motion capture song like old Barbie. Amelia is watching the vlog and wishes she could be free like Barbie. Also, her horse is called Morningstar? What? I mean, okay, the name has connections to Venus, but I like the idea she named it after Satan even more. Anyways, at school, there's gonna be a student exchange between Floravia and Golden Beach High, which is Barbie's school.
Thank you. Out of the blue, for no apparent reason,
It was Amelia.
Floravia has offered to host a delegation of our students to an all-expenses-paid dream trip. Accompanied by yours truly, of course.
This is so cool. You get to stay at a castle.
If I call your name, you have been selected. Ken Carson, Trey Reardon, Renee Chow, Teresa Rivera, Daisy Costopoulos,
Sweet!
Nikki Watkins, Ned and Ted Johnson. And the final student who will be going on this adventure of a lifetime is Barbie Roberts. Congratulations! You're going to Floravia.
Yes! So right, we're all together. Here we go.
Can you believe it? Our entire friend group. What are the odds?
It was Amelia.
So insulting. It's like someone doesn't even want me in this movie. Ugh.
Also, Ken has a crush on Barbie now. Like, for real. As in, he wants to act on it. They fly off and are invited to Princess Amelia's castle. They go on a tour, but oh no! Barbie's dog, Taffy, runs off into the forbidden section. Barbie runs after her dog and runs straight into the princess. Gosh. Amelia starts venting about how sad she is, and one motion capture song later she notices, OMG, Amelia and Barbie look exactly the same. And Amelia sounds just like Barbie from Dolphin Magic. Isn't that a fun fact though? Kinda cute how they brought her VA back. So Barbie and Amelia decide to switch places for a bit. Amelia runs off and enjoys ice cream or whatever, while Barbie attends a party thing on a yacht. She meets Prince Johan, who is definitely not evil. They're like having a betrothed marriage, and the marriage is gonna mark their countries becoming one. That's some like scary political hidden commentary under that, I think. Anyways, she's found out by Amelia's royal supervisor guy. His name is Alfonso, and Barbie's teacher has a thing for him. He's like, Barbie, where is Amelia? And she's like, I don't know. And he's like, ugh, fine, I'll find her. Keep pretending to be her until we find her. Also, B-plot, Barbie's been discovered by the biggest aggregator of online content in the world, named Rose Ross. And she's like, I'll give you subscribers if you sell your soul. And Barbie's like, The next day, Barbie has to pretend to be Amelia again, and tells Alfonso, you're being unfair to Amelia, let the poor girl live her life. And he's like, damn, she kinda has a point. Prince Johan has his evil villain reveal, and it's just, I wanna be king. How does he have less depth than Trey? Amelia gets found and captured by Johan's people. Ken keeps trying to tell Barbie about his feelings, but things keep stopping him. Barbie and her friends find out Amelia's been kidnapped. They save her. They stop Johan with dog. Also, Barbie tells Rose Ross, because who wants their content controlled and manipulated by someone else? Yay, happy ending. Ken does not get to express his feelings though. It's a movie. It's a little funny, apart from that one part that became a meme.
I never get to post pictures of me just hanging out, looking goofy.
And Trey's song is unironically good, as in it's annoyingly catchy, and has a Coachella reference for some reason. I liked the Ken and Barbie interactions, even though there weren't many and Ken's crush had like no build up. Like, can we see him realize he has a crush? And also, didn't Barbie like him back? Where'd that go? I love Amelia's hair, the mocap is silly, and otherwise it's pretty boring. Roll the clips.
You are hilarious. You know I'm not much of a...
Okay, Taffy, you know what to do.
My team judged it.
Judged it?
I was really hoping to sit next to Barbie. There's something I gotta tell her before this trip is over.
Oh no!
You okay there, Trey?
This is nothing. After we take off, that's when the motion sickness really kicks in.
So, this has been fun, but I really need to go after my rabbit. See you around.
A few tweaks. Here, see for yourself. Meet the new queen of Floravia.
You can call me Your Highness. And my favorite scoop, today I was perfected.
That's awesome. People like me.
Bow to the queen.
Every word I say sold me.
Huge.
I watched everyone. For the first time in my life, I learned I am so much more than you people.
Right?
Looking gorgeous.
Oh, totally. Yep.
Since when do you know the princess? It was Barbie. Pfft, Barbie. As if. Carson, you gotta introduce me to the princess. Seriously, Trey, it's not, I can see it now, ruling the land together, her, me, but mostly me. Oh, give it up, Trey, it's not gonna happen. Why not? I'm getting pretty tired of everyone around here telling me I'm not royal enough. I'm Trey Reardon. If anyone deserves to be king, it's me. If I ruled the world, I would kick it up a notch, King Trey the First. Leading with my chisel jaw, ruling like it's never been done. If I was king, 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 king of the kingdom, king of the kingdom, okay, take a breath. If I ruled the world, you know I'd do it right, yeah, I'd be the first to live stream my royal life. Ever seen a king so handsome? If I was king, 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 king of the kingdom, be there for the people, spend time with friends and family. Everybody be equally a fan of me. Yeah, 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 yeah. I can't get that. No?
Pics or it didn't happen?
Weird.
What's weird? You mean the auto foot washer in the bathroom? It's pretty cool once you find the right setting. My feet have never been cleaner.
So, what have you got for me? Millions of new subscribers are just waiting to come on board.
Typical Roberts. When did she get a rabbit?
We've got a ginormous sponsor on the hook. They make designer headphones. The rumors about them being dangerous. Total conspiracy theory.
Barbie, before this trip is over, I kind of wanted to talk to you about something.
Yes?
Did somebody say slumber party?
You look amazing.
You too.
Thanks. Barbie, I really have to tell you something. I think
You are such an inspiration, Barbie. Thank you.
She's right. Barbie, I can't hold back any longer. I think
I don't care about this movie at all. I don't want to watch it. I've already tried. They found Chelsea's birthday. It was under the shit I gave about this thing. You're not missing anything. Just remember this one character for later.
Big city, big dreams. You know what that means. We're going hard and we're going together.
Big city, big dreams. Where do I start? It's got a decent plot, a bit of a non-existent villain, but the rest is pretty good. So, this movie is our introduction to Barbie Brooklyn Roberts. From a business perspective, she's Mattel's attempt to be more diverse and try to push back against those only Barbie's friends are diverse allegations, because obviously Barbie's had non-white dolls and characters for years, like Teresa or Nikki. But how often would kids want someone who wasn't the main character? Well, my sister apparently. We mainly had Teresa's in our household because she was the closest thing to Indian, but you get the point, right? Anyways, from the movie's perspective, this Barbie is great. I am so happy they didn't make her bland or annoying or screw her over. But I do prefer her character in It Takes Two and onwards. Maybe it's because her new voice actor is a little stronger, but her voice actor here, Amber May, isn't bad by any means. She also voiced Taylor Swift in those crappy music video parodies I used to watch as a kid? What? Anyways, the plot. Barbie's driving to New York. She's going to be attending a summer course at Handler Academy, a reference to Ruth Handler, creator of Barbie, and makes a friend on the way up to her dorm. They both part ways to their respective rooms until, gosh, we have the exact same name. And they're like, damn, that's crazy. They agree to call each other by the nicknames Malibu and Brooklyn, after where they're from, to make life easier. And so they were roommates. Insert slightly gay friendship montage. I know what you are, Brooklyn. Those hoops don't fool me. I'm literally wearing silver hoops right now. They take the subway and see an advert for Emmy, an artist which Malibu really loves. And Brooklyn's like, we used to be friends until she ditched me one day. Foreshadowing. Barbie struggles to keep up at the art academy. Maybe it's because apart from that one episode in Dreamhouse Adventures, Malibu has never shown a large interest in a singing career and was a STEM girly for the win despite being good at everything, and this was a kind of weird path for her story to take. It's almost like she wasn't really supposed to be a singer. But who am I to tell Barbie what to be? Anything is possible, even if you are stretching the Vlogverse canon. Malibu and Brooklyn meet Rafa, a guy from the costume course or whatever. He is sad because his light-up dresses, that are definitely unrelated to merchandise, will not light up. Spoiler alert, they do light up by the end of the movie. The three become friends. Then there's this girl with a bad disguise who is Emmy. Why is she at the art academy if she's already famous? Because she's the wrong type of famous. She wants to be an actor and also have an education. But her dad is A, a controlling manager who took her out of school and makes her life suck. B, probably the reason for divorce. That is not a joke, I'm 99% sure Emmy's parents are divorced, and for good reason. C, ginger. Eventually, and with little to no suspense, Emmy's revealed to be Emmy, and Brooklyn quickly forgives her after she finds out she has the backstory of a Disney/Nickelodeon kid. I appreciate the lack of a betrayal trope here, but I felt like there was going to be more of a payoff. It's worth saying that I think Emmy and Brooklyn are totally gay for each other, despite Brooklyn and Malibu's gay montage earlier.
I even had to beg him to cut my tour dates so I could come here this summer.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, me too. I've missed you.
Same. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you for a selfie or autograph.
For you, I'd make an exception.
Anyways, Emmy's dad shows up at the academy because he's part of the board of directors, and Emmy's like, "Why, Dad? Please stop being an abusive parent." And he's like, "Daddy's gonna milk you for money." Emmy, Brooklyn, and Malibu are doing some warm-ups while Rafa films for some reason. This is a surprise tool that will help us later. When this stupid kid with a stupid drum walks by them. Malibu hits Emmy by accident, who hits Brooklyn, who hits Malibu, who hits Brooklyn by accident, and Brooklyn falls into the drums, spraining her leg. Jesus, that looked brutal. Insert cute motivational song. Malibu gets expelled from the academy because an eyewitness, who was definitely not abusive ginger dad, who definitely did not effectively threaten the dean into expelling a student, says Malibu pushed Brooklyn on purpose to sabotage her getting the spotlight solo. Brooklyn is told there's a betrayal/miscommunication trope. Brooklyn and Malibu break up and have a Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob moment. Emmy gives Brooklyn a certified lesbian pep talk. Emmy and Rafa think the whole ordeal is suspicious. Then they remember the surprise tool, which is Rafa recorded the whole thing, which they use to find evidence that Malibu pushing Brooklyn was an accident, and her dad is a big uh-oh stinky. Emmy confronts her father, but nothing really happens, he just kind of punches his steering wheel. Malibu is back in Malibu and is very sad. She hears singing. The singing is Brooklyn. Brooklyn's mother is a pilot, so she flew her all the way to Malibu so she can apologize to Barbie since she now knows Malibu pushed her by accident. They fly back to Handler and OM gosh, they both got the spotlight solo because they have the same name. They sing and dance the end. The only thing I really like about this movie, apart from Brooklyn and Emmy and Rafa, I guess, are the songs. Hands down, the best songs out of all the movies in the modern era. Even the credit song slaps.
Boom boom, spoke too soon, guess I'm not immune to the flaws of gravity. But grudges won't be keeping me earthbound.
I get it.
It's all about those good vibes. Every future looks bright. When you got those good vibes, gotta catch those good vibes. Is the glass half full or half empty? It depends on when you ask me. I think if running over, let positivity take over.
With unenlightened dresses, I'm no Thomas Edison, but a good attitude's good medicine. Though I'm reticent to put on a happy face, como se dice? Let me put it this way. Ya que no estoy chicas, mi visión loca. My imagination soars, flying to dizzy heights, starting with dazzling lights. From when you divas tread the boards. Oh my god.
Now, here's to us.
Bass.
The motion capture is awkward as it always is, but I think it's silly and fun. Apart from singing being the weirdest addition to Malibu's character, this movie just doesn't do much. The highest stakes are a misunderstanding trope. There was no resolution with the villain in large quotation marks, and so there were barely any character arcs. Barbie has an arc where she struggles at Handler, but the movie never really delves into it beyond a single phone call with Ken, which felt way too short. It was literally just, "Hey Ken, haha, time difference joke. Hey Babs, haha, sorry, what's up?" I feel like everyone's better than me here. Damn, that's crazy, but you're the only Barbie queen. Actually, no, I'm not. Oh. Well, you're cool anyways, chin up queen. Okay. And then she cuts off the call! They didn't even say goodbye! Here's a nitpick. Both Ken and Malibu's parents serve a similar role in the movie, which is literally just saying, "Chin up queen." It feels like a waste of both. You might as well choose either just Ken or just Malibu's parents to comfort her, just to give her some sort of development by creating a parallel or something, other than just having, "Oh hey guys, look, it's Ken, isn't that cool? Yay!" Having an abusive parent as the villain might have been cool if they actually went into it and maybe even put the spotlight on Emmy a little more, but no, this is a kids movie and kids are dumb, so they can't do that. But yeah, I don't know, this was a movie that existed. A decent introduction to Barbie Brooklyn, but I felt nothing. I couldn't even laugh at this one. Also, they dumbed down Malibu for no reason. Fun follow-up to Big City Big Dreams, where Malibu stays in New York for the school year after the summer program at Handler. Are you wondering how this works? Watch episode 1. It was fun to be in a new place, and there are a good number of episodes that give us a glimpse back at life in California too. The series is pretty much a sitcom. Dreamhouse Adventures had morals and sort of played into the whole vlog thing a lot more, but this is just, see these 3 wacky best friends and their wacky adventures, which would be cool if they didn't dumb down Malibu a little. The theatre kid, non-derogatory, energy really works for Brooklyn, who didn't get all that much of a personality in the first movie, and Rafa, despite the questionable voice acting, also works in a comedic setting. I love his stupid "mi abuela said that," etc. thing.
Well, it's like mi abuela always says, the world may not always work as fast as we'd like it to, but anything worth having is worth buying a new set of dentures for. It's like mi abuela always says, a summer apart is good for the heart, but a season away can turn the heart gray and make it so lonely it shrivels into dust. Do you want to turn my heart into dust? Is that him? Because I heard from some dance kids, who heard it from some film students, who heard it from some drama kids, that he's guest teaching here this year, by audition only.
But Malibu definitely seems kind of different to Dreamhouse Adventures. I can break down the problem like this. This Barbie was made for Dreamhouse Adventures. Her personality was basically shaped off her environment and the characters around her. Every character filled a gap that allowed them to play off each other well. But now that she's moved to New York with significantly less characters, she doesn't exactly fit anymore without changing her personality a little. Off topic and obligatory Zelda mention, but this is the reason I like Breath of the Wild more than Tears of the Kingdom. The map was built on the runes, which is why it doesn't work as well when reused with different powers. It's a partnership type deal. You take away one thing and the whole thing has to change or it won't really work. But the show doesn't take itself too seriously, so I guess it's not that deep. It's like how people feel about Sonic Boom, but the show is less funny, doesn't have a Red Echidna talk about feminism, and uses way too many Wilhelm screams. It's funny the first time, not the 256th. The series as a whole basically centers around the Barbie's attempts to get a music demo recorded for Otto Phoenix, who has a music label and is also a recolor of Emmy's abusive dad. Ken. He's chill for precisely 5 episodes, but afterwards... Oh, poor Ken. Character assassination at its finest. If you didn't know, the team behind this series is different to the one behind Dreamhouse Adventures. It looks like they just saw Ken and went, oh, Ken? Ken loved Barbie. Ken obsessed. Ken sees damn yellow school buses and thinks, ooh, Barbie. That is not a joke, unfortunately.
Do I even need to translate what he means when he says a school bus made him think of a certain someone's hair color?
He is very much the definition of early Barbie movie Ken. What about Ken's aspirations? This is not Barbie land. He used to have a life. He could have gotten depth. He has a guitar in his room, sports trophies. He's literally skateboarding and going to football practice during the first 5 episodes. Why 5? That's so oddly specific. What happened in the writer's room? Look, I'll take a male wife any day, but this is just painful to watch. And the way they made Malibu, the girl who had to distinguish between holding hands and holding someone's hand, just kind of ignore him and her own feelings? Oh dear. Epiphany is a character. She reads your soul and looks like she'd name her kid Chlamydia if it wasn't an STI. Stefan exists. He is a mime. He and Epiphany are cute, I guess. The Dash is a character. He looks like Trey, but he is not. Trey gets like 1 episode of screen time, but they don't use his old voice actor, so it's sad. Don't worry, he comes back later in full force. If you want to have a wacky time and laugh, it's great. I can just about overlook the minor character assassination, but dear God, Ken, there is a line between endearing and please stop talking. I still love him though.
Afternoon, we're international pop sensation 103 degrees.
That's right, hot band.
Super hot.
We just flew in from London on our private jet to meet with, what's his name again?
Otto something. He's interested in producing our next album.
Even though we already have an offer.
So many offers. But we thought we'd do him the favor of meeting with us first.
It was even better than your Times Square performance. And although I am disappointed, I'm going to have to reschedule my seaweed wrap. They charge your credit card if you don't cancel within 24 hours. Well, it was worth it.
Just got back from the skateboard park. So tell me, Barbie, did you burn the muffins this morning?
No, I didn't even get to make them. And that was 1 time.
I can still smell the smoke.
I was 10.
Listen, what I wanted to...
Ken, great timing. Can you read the subway map for me?
Yeah, I mean, all you gotta do is... You sure that's a map?
Supposed to be.
Rafa, what's up? Is something wrong? Did you confuse chiffon with taffeta again?
No. Possibly.
All that's left are decorations and cake.
Reporting and ready for duty, Barbie.
You can help me pick out a cake from Mom's favorite bakery.
I'm your guy. I mean, recruit.
The East Coast.
Get over there, Ken. I want to capture this.
Over where? By Barbie? Okay.
Look at us go! We should bake together more often.
I'm free tomorrow.
Mom's back!
That sounds like Barbie's phone.
No, it's close, but I think Barbie's ringtone has more of a samba beat, more like
Mom's kiwi cake is kiwi charcoal.
Kiwi?
We were out of lemons.
Maybe we can fix it with frosting. Okay, maybe not.
It's one of my favorite days of the year. Ooh, right after fruitcake toss day.
Is beach cleanup day the best or what? Even better than fruitcake toss day.
The best.
Absolutely, yay!
I like fruitcake toss day.
Ha! Someone lost their homework. People leave the weirdest things on the beach. Wait, it's mine. That's where it went. Hello, Skipper. Hello, Jessica. I see you're here for beach cleanup day. Yeah, wouldn't miss it. Me either. Wouldn't dream of it. Nope, sure it's hard work, but it's worth it. And like Barbie said...
You spoke to Barbie? How is she? She mentioned me?
Hey, Ken.
Hey, Barbie. So glad you picked up. It's great to see you. I really miss you here at Beach Cleanup Day. I mean, we all miss you.
That's mine!
Not just me.
Yeah, me too. What's going on back there? Is that Skipper?
Oh, right. Skipper. That's why I called. She's out of control.
Why do you even want that cup? You can't eat it! Oh, hey, great job with the park. We saw your posts. Ken couldn't stop looking at them.
No. We both reached for the Joker at the exact same time, but... I I beat you to it. Chelsea has my binoculars. I am, but...
We really don't need the binoculars. You look fine. I mean, the view looks fine without them.
It's from Ken. It's just an update.
Just an update? Handwritten and mailed all the way across the country. Can I read it?
Of course, because it's just an update.
I drove home past that ice cream shop we always used to go to. Reminded me of you.
What? We like ice cream.
Clearly, he's saying he can't stop thinking about you. I'm upgrading this letter to a love letter.
Hey, what's up? I need some advice. Since you four know me and Ken better than pretty much anyone, he wrote this letter. Well, Brooklyn's convinced it's a love letter, but I'm not so sure, and I have no idea how to respond or if I even should.
Finally! This is so exciting! Oh, you definitely have to respond. You and Ken have been friends for a long time, and you've always been honest with each other, so just talk to him.
I know, you're right. I need to figure some stuff out first, but I will, soon. Thanks, guys.
You're totally welcome. Just please don't take too long, because we've all been waiting for this for like forever, and bye! Talk to you soon!
Something tells me that's Ken. Gonna be the first time you're seeing him since the whole love letter thing. What did you say when you wrote him back? You never told me.
Well, you know, that's because it's private. And also because I kind of didn't.
When somebody means something to you, you find a way to spell out the truth. Call, text, mail, bill, you can't go wrong. You could even write it a song.
It is important to be honest about your feelings.
Yeah, I've been wanting to talk to you about that.
Hey, everybody! It's time for the chili cook-off results!
Oh, come on! That was a close call with Mom. We've got to stay alert if we want to keep her from finding out I'm home and spoiling the surprise.
Well, I'm surprised you're home and I love it. I mean, your mom. She'll love it.
My hot top froze.
We're both named Barbie, but nicknames because confusion.
I'm Stefan. And you're at Handler studying to be an invisible vegetable farmer?
Mime. I'm following in my dad's silent footsteps. Gotta run. We have an oral exam in advanced mime theory. As long as you don't say anything, you pass.
Whoa! Whoa! No!
The record!
No! No, 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 no!
We're hungry. Will you cook us something?
I assure you we fed them. There's no scientific explanation for that boy's growling stomach.
Groceries don't even see the light of the fridge in our house.
Gentlemen, please. I have been asked to cook, and a true chef never denies a hungry belly.
Papa, you went to a store to buy music?
That's right.
We just push a button. Why do they even call it the good old days, Dad?
Because they were.
We couldn't miss you fanning out over Ricky.
Fan out? I'm not gonna fan out.
No, not even if you have VIP passes?
This is a movie that exists. I do not want to watch it at all apart from more Brooklyn content, but I guess I have to. Okay, that wasn't too bad actually. It definitely wasn't the best, but I did like the ideas they threw around. So, the plot. So the Barbies and Malibu's sisters are somewhere trying to fix ocean pollution. Malibu's bag glows, and turns out it's the shell necklace that Isla gave her in Dolphin Magic. So it's canon, somehow? Even though this is not mentioned in Dreamhouse Adventures at all? Anyway, Isla needs them, so they visit the mermaid world. They're currently selecting 8 people to be in the run-up to become basically the Avatar. It's the Avatar. The Barbies are chosen to possibly be the mermaid avatar. So every mermaid can control water, earth, fire, and air. They eventually get a mastery over one element and become either water mermaids, earth mermaids, and so on. There's an evil turquoise one who wants to be the Avatar. She has a green friend and a normal friend. Normal friend has a little sister who was born without a tail, but her dad gave her a new one. Everyone thinks she'll never be the Avatar. Spoiler alert, she's the Avatar. Evil turquoise mermaid group bully the humans for a reason they're vague about, but it's obviously ocean pollution.
Protecting our world isn't something you do well.
Which is like Is climate change divisive? Why aren't we saying it? But normal merman's little sister is nice to them and tries to help them learn how to become waterbenders and etc. Meanwhile, Marlowe is back from Dolphin Magic and is trying to prove mermaids are real in a professional scientific setting. She gets rejected for obvious reasons and goes out on a quest to prove mermaids are real. Her only proof? A mermaid crown her grandma gave her. Early in the movie, it's implied she wants to, get money from the mermaids, I think? What, is she gonna sell them? But by the end of the movie, she says apparently her grandmother was a mermaid and that's why she's so attached to the sea. I genuinely thought this was a lie to get Barbie to trust her, but no.
See, Barbie, when my grandmother gave me this tiara, she told me the power belongs to the sea. She knew mermaids were real because she was one.
Redemption arc, I guess. Also, remember Isla? I don't, because she got 0 screen time. Anyways, something, everyone starts getting powers apart from Malibu until she does. Little sister and Chelsea are besties and get captured and then get out. A massive pile of pollution threatens to destroy the mermaids, the Avatar stops it, obligatory dance scene, and the end. Let's start with my complaints first. Every idea felt a little underdeveloped, there were too many characters. Stacy, as per usual, gets shoved to the side, and I'm surprised to see that even Malibu was shoved to the side quite a bit. Brooklyn got a little more attention for a bit, I feel, but after a certain point she didn't really do anything either. The general story did feel a bit more like classic Barbie, with a cool rivalry set up between the mermaids and the humans, and a return to more fantasy stuff, but ultimately there were 0 stakes for this thing. The stakes were pollution or we die, which could have been cool, maybe? It just felt like it was trying to say a ton of things, and all of them stuck, but only by the tiniest hair. It's I think this movie is supposed to make you think about the environment and ocean pollution? I think? I wouldn't know, because the movie didn't really teach me anything or show me how to fix it beyond, let's destroy pollution with the Avatar, which I don't think is feasible in real life. The sequences where each character gets their official powers is extremely confusing. Why is it so random? Why did Skipper get hers first? She literally did nothing. You have the opportunity to tacitly suggest character strengths and character growth through an intentional order of acquiring powers. This is a missed storytelling opportunity. I thought Malibu struggling with not having powers could have been really interesting had they allowed her to vent her frustrations properly and actually develop her character a little, since she's usually so good at everything. But they had so many other characters to work with, it just wouldn't have worked. It's for this reason that I think the movie could have worked a lot better as a movie completely unrelated to the Vlogverse. I'd be willing to just use a fresh canvas, because at some point, the Vlogverse feels like it stifles any attempts at more ambitious fantasy-type Barbie movies. I'll get deeper into this issue in the modern era as a whole later on. I liked the mini character arc that Big Brother Merman had, where he realised despite his sister's physical disability, she is still a capable person. It's a nice message to have that what we think is protecting people we see as more vulnerable takes away their autonomy, and can actually do more harm to them than good. But again, it didn't really get as much attention as it needed. Isla was literally not necessary beyond being the link between Barbie and the mermaid world. But just from a logical viewpoint, why would the two Barbies, both of which are from nowhere near the area, somehow be chosen to try and become the Avatar? They're both humans with human lives. What are they gonna do? What's the point? To be fair, this era does sometimes lean into the "this wacky thing happened because plot convenience" trope, and is completely explicit with it. So I can't be too mad at the lack of logic. I skipped every song. The animation. Yeah, I hate it. It's not the worst out of the entire era, which sort of upsets me because that means it has to get worse from here, but oh my god, how does it look worse than Shark Tale? Adding bubbles to movements does not make it look like they're underwater, come on. And the hair? No. They probably used new hair because the majority of the film happens underwater, so they needed something to follow the physics more accurately, but that just doesn't really work. And it looks bad. And the hair colours are hideous. Also, give Brooklyn her curls. If you're gonna give her straight hair, at least make it look good. The skin colors for the mermaids are so strange. Like, I liked the green one and the Cool Brothers designs, but that was it. The Queen and Evil Turquoise one, who, by the way, didn't even apologize for being an arsehole to literally everyone, look radioactive. Marlowe being part mermaid was, kinda cool? Kinda? But I don't know why her motivation switched up so suddenly. And her sidekick Oslo is the epitome of, damn it, we need a funny comic relief side character for Marlowe. Which is, yeah. Also, there was another Coachella reference. It did not land the second time.
It's like Merchella.
I didn't have high expectations, but I'm happy to say it was a decent enough movie. Likely because it was written by the same person who did Dreamhouse Adventures, Epic Road Trip, and Princess Adventure. Still was not Barbie's best. I'm just glad Ken isn't in it. Okay, if we were moving fully chronologically, we'd be at the point of Epic Road Trip's release right now. But since we've already gone through it, I thought I'd go through the reviews. Critical reception is key to analysis. Or at least that's what my A-level English mark scheme says. The reviews broke my heart a little. They made me laugh a lot, I'll give them that. But they also made me realize that maybe what I'm saying in this video is like controversial. Like, there's no hiding from the fact that this video is filled with opinions, but these reviews have me questioning whether I'm viewing it with rose-tinted glasses. The main reviews from Letterboxd, which is the only place for movie reviews, are as follows. It's not gay enough. Ken, I hate Ken. He's like a baby. I love not choosing his options and hurting him. I'm not choosing a white man over a career. Malibu keeps throwing Brooklyn off to the side and sabotaging her career by going with Ken. There were positive reviews too, but I'm sure you've heard enough positive stuff from me earlier. So to what extent do I agree with the negative reviews? Barely. I have some complaints about it, obviously. I do think Brooklyn got pushed to the side a lot, but again, I think that stems from the same problem of having two main characters who, when isolated, are so equally strong that when they're together, there's not really much to play on. And add the fact that the people behind this movie were behind Dreamhouse Adventures and not any of the projects with Brooklyn beforehand, I feel like they were probably used to the original portrayal of Malibu and not her dumbed down persona from It Takes Two. But this definitely felt more like a Malibu movie over a Brooklyn one, or even a Brooklyn and Malibu movie. But I think a better way to go about this is to just give Brooklyn her own damn movie like Malibu's got. She's got lore. I want to learn more about Brooklyn and New York and her life. She's a cool person. Also, I don't ship Brooklyn and Malibu. I get it, I understand it, I just cannot get behind it. Was Big City Big Dreams a little gay? Yeah. But what was more gay? Brooklyn and Emmy, baby! If you watch Barbie's vlogs, look. Hearts. Look at the way she looks at her. Additionally, I feel like this is almost just as bad as heteronormative media where a girl and a boy can't just be friends. Like, can Brooklyn and Malibu not just be friends? Platonic love is just as valid? Like, is this collapsing into compulsory heterosexuality? Yes, you could make the same argument for Barbie and Ken, but they were good friends for a while, and the move to romance felt organic. At least I think so. I saw reviews saying, Malibu couldn't care less about Ken, he's got codependency issues. Like, did we watch the same? It's obvious that these people stuck to the Brooklyn paths only and didn't see, you know, Barbie making the first move to hold Ken's hand, her admitting she likes him, or, I don't know, her kissing him, which, duh, they chose the Brooklyn options for a reason, because they didn't want to see that. But like, you've heard me go over Dreamhouse Adventures and It Takes Two, we literally know Barbie liked Ken first, I get it. I'm all for the gays. I literally didn't want to choose Ken at first because ill white man, but like, let's not foster hate and make existing gender issues even bigger. Just a thought. It also makes me upset that they think Ken would have pulled them away from a career when in actual fact, the only way you get the best ending is by getting with Ken and getting a career. Like, this movie is trying to deconstruct the stupid man versus career binary and you're not helping? Or maybe I'm just deeping a movie made for kids. I'm deeping a movie made for kids. Well, I'm technically a kid, so... Oh dear, this movie. This released while I was in my mega Barbie phase following Epic Road Trip, and I was kind of excited to see if it would show us the aftermath of whatever happened with Ken and Barbie. But, along with the movie being set in Malibu and not in New York, comes the confirmation that Epic Road Trip, or the best ending at least, is not canon. How do you have the gall to end the slow burn only to put it back on the stove? It's been a decade of slow burn! This movie was, The beginning was fun. It had some 2D animation even if it was kinda choppy. I do love the 3D movie uses 2D at the beginning for some form of exposition trope. It's basically a story that Skipper's telling some kids she's babysitting. I appreciate making fun of stocks with buy low, sell high being the first thing people say when hit with the adultifier gun, or whatever it is. The demise of DVDs line was a low blow though.
Like, save for retirement and talk about the demise of DVDs.
Skipper looks even more like a 2020 e-girl, and the bad hair from Mermaid Power stays. How does it look simultaneously better and worse than that? The rendering. Yeesh. Anyways, Skipper's babysitting a bunch of kids alone, and they all start wrecking the house. Her friends, Navia and Chantal, oh my god, more brown characters, isn't that crazy? Are absolute jerks, and are leaving Malibu last minute to, perform a dance they invented to an entire country? The kid situation gets even worse, and parents start to walk in, and Skipper essentially loses her babysitting business because no one trusts her with kids anymore. Skipper's like, well damn. At least I can surf with Ken and hang out with Barbie. Nope. Barbie is going to be planting trees in the Amazon for the entire summer, and Stacy and Chelsea are going to camp. Creative ways to get rid of them. And Ken. Oh, Ken. I can't even look at him. And it's not just because they bleached his eyebrows for some godforsaken reason. It's because he's been completely... flanderized isn't even the right word. It's just... Remember how Ken used to be into marine biology? He was pretty smart, had good advice, was empathetic, and understood people pretty well. Well, apparently the writer didn't, because now he's just... look, Ken is bad lifeguard. Funny, he is so dumb and silly. Him changing from marine biology to wanting to be a lifeguard I can deal with. Him being this? No, I literally have to turn away when he's on screen. What's the mega green flag to somehow more uncomfortable to watch than FNAF Thirst Traps Pipeline? Because this is it. Anyways, Skipper goes to feel sorry for herself by getting a smoothie and meets this girl named Joy who also has e-girl hair. Tammy, who has the same VA as Skipper, so it's funny hearing them side by side, asks for a really complicated smoothie and is basically a Karen. Joy screws up, of course, and gets fired.
Let me guess.
You're fired!
Skipper and Joy relate over being jobless. A sign spinner dude advertises the best summer job ever. Only for Skipper, Joy, and their new e-girl haired friend Anna, who handcrafts earrings, to find out that the job is at the water park. Tammy's water park. So Skipper's like, girl, we both know you're not hiring me, and is about to leave when Tammy's father, who might be the best character in this entire movie, I don't know, walks in and is like, Tammy, why is everyone leaving their jobs? Hire somebody, hire that girl, hire everyone, bye.
You're all hired, hooray!
So Skipper, Joy, and Anna are officially employed. Yippee! They meet a girl with a robot dog named Sherry, I think it was. I hope I'm remembering that right. And tell her to go get a job at the water park's doggy daycare. She also does not have e-girl hair. This makes her the best one. The next day, Tammy is being a menace. Her father stops her from being a menace by being a menace. This makes Tammy sad because she feels her father isn't listening to her. Skipper and Anna work at a jewelry shop and Tammy gives them crappy earrings to sell. They do not sell. But Anna loves making cool earrings, so they turn the crappy earrings into good earrings, and they sell. Tammy is mad about this. Her father is not. Tammy is upset because her plan has backfired. Skipper gets transferred to the ice cream stall with Joy. Ice cream isn't selling. Two kids wander over and they offer them ice cream, but the kids have no money, so they give it to them for free. Then everyone wants free ice cream. They give away free ice cream. Tammy is mad about this. Her father is not. This is because you can lure people in with free stuff and make them spend a fortune on other stuff. Tammy is upset because her plan backfired. Sherry is loving life looking after dogs. But a new problem arises. The kids that aren't tall enough for rides get no daycare and are basically cast aside by their parents who have to accompany the older kids. Skipper thinks this is unfair. Employee of the Week gets handed out. Tammy thinks it'll be her, but it's Skipper. I wish this was like the SpongeBob movie scene. Tammy is mad about this. Skipper suggests the park include a daycare for kids. Tammy finds out about Skipper's babysitting reputation and uses it to blackmail her into doing dirty work. The water park hires a daycare following Skipper's idea, and it's a video game bus. Skipper got the idea from Stacy and Chelsea, and Tammy stole it. The video game bus guy is like, I need to leave. And Tammy's like, what if I give you money? And he's like, okay. Tammy takes too long to get the money because she needs to give a sales pitch to her dad to do so, but he runs off partway through because he sees a pie chart and wants pie.
Pie? Pie.
The video game bus guy drives off with all the kids inside and listens to a romance audiobook. The kids are lost. There is a sandstorm. There is a birthday airplane run by clowns. The kids go on the airplane run by clowns. The clowns do not know this and think they are the testers for its first flight. They use a meme sound and it caught me very off guard.
Please return your seats.
The flight ends. They take a limo and a boat back to the water park. The boat is run by this woman from the bad Chelsea film. Skipper can speak Dolphin.
She speaks Dolphin. She is a really good babysitter.
Tammy's dad gives the go-ahead on the daycare idea but doesn't want the bus. The old gross pool is the new daycare. Yippee dance moment. This movie is basically a comedy. It's like Barbie, but if it was absurd, times a billion. It's a good comedy whenever characters aren't being assassinated, which, lucky for the movie, is the vast majority. It does not really feel like a Barbie movie, but I guess that's okay because it's a Skipper movie. Wasn't the worst thing ever. Also, I like the clowns. A touch of magic. This show will be as recent as I'll be going today. I know Stacey's movie just released, but actually no, it wouldn't just have released. I wrote this ages ago. It released basically. But you know, she's Stacey, so she's always forgotten. Just kidding, she's actually kind of my favorite. So here's the plot of season 1. Malibu and Brooklyn are on the beach, surfing or whatever. It's the end of summer. They're like, damn Brooklyn, I wish you didn't have to go back to New York. And Brooklyn's like, we'd need a touch of magic for that to happen, Malibu. Oh, Brooklyn. And Malibu says her classic line, anything is possible, which she says basically every movie/series. Insert storm. Magical horse appears. They do not realize it's magical. Villain appears. She is a glyph, which is like a devious fairy thing, and looks like she is cosplaying herself very badly. She wants to steal the magical horse so she can wish for wings without having to earn them because she's lazy AF. Real. Brooklyn's mother, through the power of magical horse magic, gets a temporary transfer to LAX, so Brooklyn gets to stay in Malibu and keep up with all the shenanigans. She's also Malibu's new neighbor because the Reardons, which is Trey's family, moved down 2 whole houses. I love them. Eventually, they realize the horse is magical, and also a Pegasus, and also every time a feather falls from it, you can touch it and make a wish. Get it? A touch of magic? The formula of every episode includes at least one wish and the shenanigans that come as a result. Most of the season is spent trying to find the evil glyph, who's named Rocky by the way, She has a human disguise, but she doesn't even bother to change her hair color. But I don't know, I guess it's LA, so anything can happen. But anyways, this means no one can tell the difference between her glyph form and her human form. She also has the ability to erase memories, which she uses enough times to make me angry. The Barbies meet Drew Charles. No, not James Charles or 90s boy band Drew Hill. You should listen to them though. Who wrote a book about the magical place where the Pegasus and glyph came from, which is called Mesmer, and they find out that glyphs and Pegasi historically don't get along. After kind of befriending her in her human form, eventually everyone finds out that Rocky is a glyph and is like, grrr. Rocky runs away with Peggy, who's the Pegasus. I mean, I guess you would have gathered that, but I didn't say it explicitly, so Peggy is the Pegasus, yeah. Rocky runs away with Peggy to a remote island after being lured by the leader of the glyphs, who is actually not the leader and is Will the Wizard Lizard or whatever. He is the big villain. He has a big dragon. Eventually the real leader shows up and turns out it's this woman from the dumb Chelsea movie. This plot development is so Anne Austen coded, I love it. They beat Will the Wizard Lizard, and the magical horse turns into a bigger magical horse that can speak now. They fly up to Mesmer and all is good. Insert foreboding ending for Season 2 villain. The animation still sucks, and I still can't really look at Ken much, so I'm definitely relying on his vocal performance to carry, which it does. But Brooklyn's hair looks delicious with this animation. Like, look at those juicy, hydrated looking curls. Like, wow, slay girl. Malibu and Ken feel... I don't know how they feel, but they're not great. The fact that morals and education aren't really part of the vlogverse anymore definitely hits them hard. There aren't really as many character arcs in each episode or lessons learned like there used to be, so Ken and Barbie are kinda just two idiots who like each other. Usually I might say that a TV series that centers around teaching kids morals and stuff holds it back from having good storytelling, because there's typically no room for nuance within characters. As in, every character must fit the strict binary of, I am an example of what to do, and I am an example of what not to do, rather than, I show examples of what sort of behaviour to emulate by making mistakes and then fixing them, in which fixing them is not always a linear process and will usually involve other people's input, some self-awareness, and a desire to accept my flaws and improve myself using the knowledge I have gained. But I have to admit that Barbie's storytelling worked a lot better when that sort of stuff was in the foreground, as opposed to comedy, romance subplot comedy. Hear me out, guys. What if friendship is magic? There's obviously a lot more room to tell stories without the limits of, there needs to be an overt moral lesson in every episode. Especially since this series is not episodic, so cliffhangers are allowed and character arcs can span entire episodes or even the whole season. However, I do feel like Ken and Malibu did serve a larger purpose than just vehicles used to present a moral message in Dreamhouse Adventures. Let emotionally intelligent characters be emotionally intelligent in comedies. Maybe part of the issue is that Malibu isn't the sole main character anymore, or in the same sense that she was in Dreamhouse Adventures. There's no vlog format, so we don't really get her input or her own thoughts and reflections on what's happening in the series, which often allows the audience to understand why she was acting a certain way in an episode. It was that retrospection that allowed for the flexibility of her character. You know, she was allowed to make bad choices, but then jump in and say, hey, that was a bad choice I did in the past. For example, take the episode A Selfie to Remember, where Barbie and Ken go on a not-a-date date. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Ken and Barbie show up to the selfie museum. It's California, anything can be a museum, I guess. I don't know, I've never been. And they're wearing disguises for some reason? Like, even Ken and Barbie don't know why? Had this been in Dreamhouse Adventures, we'd have cut to Barbie on her little vlog talking about this retrospectively, like, oh yeah, we wore glasses because it was a stupid dare, or I don't know, it's something we did as kids, or some sort of logical explanation. Sometimes jokes land better when there's a sense of logic behind them instead of random equals funny. Like, was that supposed to be funny? Like, was I supposed to haha funny? I genuinely don't even mean this in a snarky way, like, I am genuinely asking, what was the narrative purpose of this moment? Why did Shakespeare include the scene in the play? Oh, whoops, sorry, that was my English homework. But speaking of Shakespeare, any Hamlet fans, I invite you to default dance over the episode name The Play's the Thing from Season 2 of A Touch of Magic. I love it when kids' TV shows make random references to media the kids won't encounter until they're older. So silly and goofy. But despite what I said, this show is a breath of fresh air in some respects. It's produced and occasionally written by Ann Austen, the same person behind a lot of Dreamhouse Adventures. So there's a few callbacks to events that happened in the show, and the episodes that she wrote in particular seem a lot more faithful to the characters. It's likely just the format of the show being different, and the fact that we've been in the vlogverse for nearly a decade, which means that characters start to feel flanderized. Also, the guy who wrote Skipper's Babysitting Adventure wrote quite a few episodes, which explains the sometimes too heavy focus on comedy. To be fair, he did write the first episode of Dreamhouse Adventures, but he also wrote that episode of Dreamhouse Adventures where Ken had a crush on some random girl for no reason. So, take from that what you will. It's a mixed bag. So, Barbie and Ken. I was surprised to see them actually address their relationship in this show. They teased it early on, and then in A Selfie to Remember, they're just like, yo, why aren't we more than friends? And without the threat of New York between them anymore, as I discussed during Epic Road Trip, the show kinda has to go for the, but I don't want to ruin our friendship by dating and having it not work out route, which is a lot more basic. Still, I guess I'm happy they talked about it. But they don't get very far because it's a memory loss episode, so it's all for nothing. Okay, to be fair, after it, Ken does feel like he's forgotten something important, and then both Barbie and Ken wonder why they were at the selfie museum and eventually plan to hang out again, and then they pull the "I'd like that" line, but it's not explicit whether it's a real date, and we don't see any real development of it in season 2, so it just feels kind of pointless. Also, I don't know if it's just the animation making them look kind of unbearable, but they're just not as cute as before. Honestly, it's better if I just close my eyes and then imagine them in the Dreamhouse Adventures animation, because the voice acting still carries. I love the voice acting in the vlogverse, but yeah, disappointing for Barbie and Ken. Dre has a thing for Barbie. Brooklyn, to be clear. I mean, the episode where they skate together was kind of wholesome, but the ship is clearly never gonna happen. Brooklyn and Emmy forever! Remember how I said that Epic Road Trip wasn't canon since we didn't return to New York for Skipper's movie? Turns out it is canon, but in a weird way. Ken references the road trip and how he felt like him and Malibu were more than friends, but there's no mention of specific details and obviously no acknowledgement of a confession. Also, no sea glass bracelet to confirm that any of the paths we took in Epic Road Trip even happened, since that was something he gave to Barbie in every single ending.
Because on our road trip this summer, I felt something. Like we were more than just friends. I thought she felt the same way, but now things just aren't the same.
But I think it's safe to say that something like Epic Road Trip happened before the series. Where does Skipper's movie come in all this? Don't even ask. I mean, these kids have been like 17 for several consecutive summers now. Let's just call it a day and say it's kind of canon and also not canon. It's like the damn Legend of Zelda timeline. Season 2 released while writing this, so I'm just gonna summarize it as short as possible. And I mean it this time. I know I've kind of lied about that before, but I'm gonna try. The foreboding ending to Season 1 introduced us to a new villain who looks like he'll also be a horse. Brooklyn gets introduced to Golden Beach High, which is fun, and there's this whole school play thing they're preparing for throughout the whole season. Turns out the evil horse villain was this guy in a man bun called Leo. He fucking loves apples because he's part horse. Anyways, he's trying to steal some gems from Mesmer so he can find his family, and then Ken has some like weird-ass sexual tension with this RV woman, which disgusts me. No Barbie and Ken moments at all, really. Rocky continues her hijinks with Barbie's family, something. The best part of the season was this vampire guy, something. Drew Charles is actually evil and was a glyph, but she got banished and turned to a human because she was greedy, but they defeat her with the power of friendship. And also there's this banished alicorn and a sapphire fairycorn, and Drew Charles is banished with Will the Wizard Lizard. The end! Oh, also Daisy is gay for Jisoo. Yay! But of course it's in the very last episode. I love it when the gays get saved just for last, just before a show ends. Like, yeah, let's not get cancelled, because yeah. So, a good season 1 and a pretty mid season 2. Roll the clips.
In fact, why don't you join me? I know you have a certain axe of your own to grind with the good citizens of Mesmer.
How do you know about my past?
Oh, I'm a lizard. Low to the ground, we hear things.
Get out of here! You're cramping my style!
Whoa, what is up with that?
I'm not singing! Ugh, who could sing at a time like this?
I'm glad I found you.
Nice duck. Ooh.
You have no power!
Oh, yeah? Well, I have the power of friends!
I used to wonder what...
Barbie. What a delightful surprise. Decaf kombucha?
No thanks.
We were wondering if you saw anything strange around here last night? I wish. This is the most boring street. Nothing weird ever happens around here. Ever! Oh, okay. Well, thanks for your time. Except for that giant bird.
A giant bird?
Yeah, it's been coming around lately, lurking on Ken's roof. You go out at night and look at my roof? I told you, it's really boring around here.
Hold on. What does this bird look like?
You know, a bird. That's big, it's white, with 4 legs and a long tail. Wait, that's a really weird bird. Anyway, something chased it away, I think. What makes you say that? There was a lot of squawking, or more like neighing, and then a girl calling out, "Come back, you can't escape me!" Other than that, it was a pretty basic night.
You think it was Peggy and the mystery girl?
Trey's not super creative. I don't think you can make that up. I'm right here.
Right. You've been really helpful.
Thanks! We gotta go!
Bye-bye!
Why'd you bring the fishbowl?
Trey, he posted on social media something about a maniacal lizard trying to take over the world. Trey's not that creative, so I figured it was probably true.
Good call!
So this happened.
Leo?
Ken, did Leo come through here?
He went that way.
Thanks!
When did he turn into a whore? We do know Chloe Mon the Brave and Ziona the Enchantress.
Yes, that's them.
They're 2 of our best LARPers.
LARPers?
Live-action role-playing.
Cool. Chloe and Jisoo would usually be here, but they said they were checking out something else today.
Darn.
She's a unicorn keeper. I accidentally on purpose made her come to life for my book.
Hi?
The pleasure is all mine, kind sir.
Great to meet you. You need to get back in the book.
What seems to be the problem here?
Nothing! We are all good.
Are you the keeper of this forest?
Maybe we should look somewhere else. Like a very contained backyard where no one can see you.
You are so kind, my good man. Perchance, are you single?
Yes, technically, but I do have someone. I'm, you know. But it's complicated.
They spin as if frozen in time. Release them at once!
Yeah, she really commits. Elvie! Let's just go before anything else strange happens.
Nothing could be stranger than what you're wearing.
I think he's handsome. To see with one's heart is the true magic.
Huh?
Us?
No.
What?
No. Seriously?
Many moons ago, she was trying to steal the gems. That's not cool.
An SOS. Emojis don't fail us now.
Now we just hit send.
Oh no! I didn't mean to hit the angry emoji.
My friend texted. We haven't spoken since we tried going out on a date. Okay.
Banana muffins, bananas.
Banana muffin.
I'm gonna miss her.
Me too. Not in that way. Hey!
Hey, look at the time.
I don't know that much about Chloe, but Jisoo has the most amazing smile. And her hair is so soft. She's the most amazing person.
So, you know how Chelsea's fairy tale friend LV said some stuff about what really makes magic, and how what we're looking for is usually right in your own backyard? I mean, not your backyard, metaphorically, I mean, but I guess it could actually mean your backyard in this case. But anyway,
Have you ever wondered why we're still just friends, not more?
Okay, we're going there. Right now.
and you know I'm not mad at you. That whole angry emoji thing was a complete accident.
We're good.
I just wish...
That one! No! I lost it!
You were saying?
I just wish I knew what happened when we were at the selfie museum.
Me too. I can't remember any of it.
You know, we could go there again together. I mean, sometime.
I'd like that.
Hey, Kenneth. What is this?
Oh, that is the emergency kit. You know, it's got emergency supplies, like extra food, water, batteries, spare gas can. Spare gas can!
It's full!
I would have brought more, but I thought it was just Barbie out here.
We can take a hint. Let's go, Skip.
Your secret is safe with me, Demetrius.
You are truly a woman of the highest character.
For those who truly deserve it, loyalty is my passion. Trey, move over!
Where is Trey?
And it was talking, and it had wings, and they forgot the jalapenos.
Oh, my poor Trey. Drink your chocolate milk. You know how it soothes you.
I'll go check on him, just to be sure he's okay.
So, what is truly up with modern Barbie? Is it anywhere near as iconic or interesting as classic Barbie media? I'd say it's subjective, obviously. This era to me feels like a sort of blend between the old Barbie movies and life in the Dreamhouse. It takes some of the fantasy and more serious moral lessons from the former, while blending it with the humour of the latter. Which makes sense because quite a few of the people who have worked on the modern Barbie era kind of media have also been quite heavily involved in some of the older stuff as well, whether it's, directors being involved as animators in the past, or co-directors becoming full directors. So I don't want to make too many comparisons between the eras because it just doesn't feel useful, really. They're different. Some people like that, some people don't. That said, I like to keep you on your toes, so we're gonna compare them anyway. Just a little bit. But does it do either of those truly successfully? I'd argue yes, but really only for the Barbie Vlogger YouTube series as well as Dreamhouse Adventures. I think they struck a really good balance between humour and actual lesson teaching without it feeling super tropey or in your face, which makes it pretty enjoyable to watch even when you're above the target age. And to be clear, this video is sort of about approaching pieces of media that really aren't made for me at all and seeing how appealing they are. I think it's unfair to write off children's media so easily. There's a lot of hard work and effort from, adults when trying to make shows like these. I can't even begin to think about how I'd make a good TV show for kids while trying to prioritize good messages and teaching emotional regulation and whatever, what? And you know what? Sometimes I still learn things from kids' TV, like having a positive attitude can change quite a lot. And Roswell is a place that's infamous for alien activity. Barbie kind of taught me to be less stubborn about what I think about things and how to react to them. It's made me less afraid to just do things. It's made me less afraid to make this video because, what the hell? I don't care if it's cringe. I don't care if people disagree with my opinions for good reason or no reason. It's chill. Not having some things doesn't negate the things I already have. And I have a lot of things. Okay, I went on a weirdly philosophical tangent. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah. Vlogger Barbie good. Dreamhouse Adventures good. The movies less good. They're still enjoyable, but strangely enough, they tend to lack the emotional drive of the older movies, without being all too funny either. And I think one of the main reasons for that is This Barbie is getting tired, like, really. It's been nearly a decade of this vlogverse. I think it's holding Barbie back at this point. You can see they want to tell more stories. I mean, look at Big City, Big Dreams or Mermaid Power. Those are movies I think would work way better as standalones, because with them being so connected to the vlogverse, it feels like the writers are walking on eggshells trying not to break the canon too much. Like, we can't have too much emotional growth because we still have 3 TV shows to make after this and we need to keep some sort of conflict open. I think it really holds these movies back from feeling like they have any real resolution or meaning. Stop the slow burn! Have characters fall in love in 120 minutes or less! Not to mention the slow and painful character assassination of a lot of characters. I know this is down to the direction they want to take, which as of recent has definitely felt a lot more like, let's just make this funny and slip in a stiff emotional line which doesn't really fit at all, but gosh, just... Watching season 2 of A Touch of Magic made me feel tired, and that was after a pretty good season 1. As much as I'd miss it, I really do think the vlogverse needs to retire, just start fresh. That does feel like what they're subtly trying to do sometimes. I mean, they're currently making a show with a new art style set in England. But I really want to see something new. A good opening for this could have been Epic Road Trip, which was the first movie in years to have a blooper reel at the end. Could this mean that Barbie could be an actress after all? Could Vlogverse Barbie pursue acting and then make everything like full circle? I think that'd be interesting. Where life in the Dreamhouse succeeds over the current era is that it was short, sweet, and full of fourth wall breaks. Like, that was the show. They are literal dolls who get up to funny shenanigans. They didn't take it any further than it needed to go. Whereas the current era is more like, okay, we're humans, but sometimes we break the fourth wall, but also we have emotional moments, but also, have you seen the clown plane and gaming bus? Can you tell I didn't like the direction of Skipper's babysitting adventure? And of course, there's also the music, animation, and general coolness of Barbie. Like, I went down a bit of a rabbit hole while researching this video, but I found out so many cool things about the production of old Barbie movies, like using a professional ballerina to do the mocap scenes for the Nutcracker, Swan Lake, 12 Dancing Princesses, and other movies, or the hours of effort made for the animation for A Fairy Secret, with such cool concept art and character design. And just look at these concept art images for movies over the years. So cool. I want to draw them. Those movies truly felt like artists coming together to form something super powerful, which I don't really see anymore. And I think you could say the same thing for all movie companies nowadays. It's all about the rush to make money, and you can feel it. In a completely politically neutral way, with a very politically neutral opinion. I hate capitalism. I think a lot of movies today are just afraid to commit wholly to their ideas. Fairy tales, no matter how cliche they can also be really fun. We need to stop looking down on them. We don't need to have quirky jokes that make the plot less serious just so it's not cliche. Which, Barbie Princess Adventure, it's a really funny word to say seriously, but Barbie Princess Adventure could have really benefited from taking itself more seriously while retaining its humour. It also helped with creating songs that don't feel random and actually contribute to character arcs other than, oh wait, it's a Barbie movie, so it needs a song. But modern Barbie has come out with some really cool stuff, is basically what I'm trying to say in this video. And I want to see more people talking about it, or even just being aware of it. Be like me, roll your eyes at it, watch it out of sheer intrigue, and fall into a 2-year obsession that makes you write a 40-page script for a video you thought was only going to be 20 minutes and ends up being... How long are we on track for it? 2 hours. Whatever you do, I hope you enjoy it. I'll keep liking old Barbie and modern Barbie all the same. Right, I really should finish this video now, so thank you very much for watching. I really hope the copyright people have a fun time with this video. I hope Mattel enjoys the money. And in the words of Barbie, peace!